UHS basketball teams are in Southwest Wyoming for the Taco John's Invitational. The County 10 Sports Network brings you 3 days of hoops from courts all over Cheyenne. Now, courtside in the capital city we go. Here's the voice of the Wolverines, John Gabrielson.
Welcome you to historic Story Gym on the, well, not a campus of any school actually in Cheyenne. Built in 1950, originally sat 4,500 people, the wide open expanse of Story Gymnasium. Good afternoon, I'm John Gabrielson along with Thomas Stint III. And also Garrett Deary is with us, Jason Peterson, as we get ready to bring you Riverton basketball on a Saturday afternoon from the James Johnson Basketball Showcase. The Lady Wolverines come in having lost their first 2 games. They lost to Central, they lost to Wheatland. They'll take on Natrona, who comes in with a 2-1 record. They played 2 games on the first, yesterday as a matter of fact, they played 2 games where they would lose to Douglas, but they would beat Rock Springs. So kind of an interesting situation for Natrona. They did win on Thursday, however, and here comes Brian Costello and his team. They would beat up, they lost to Douglas on Thursday, actually. They beat Rock Springs yesterday, lost to East yesterday by 12, and here they are at 1-2 on the weekend, playing their 4th game of the weekend as they get ready to take on the Lady Wolverines. Now, the history between these 2 teams has not been kind to the Cardinal Red. This is the 30th meeting with Natrona since 2006, and it's 29-0. Natrona has won the previous 29 meetings. Last year, they would win 59-17, 60-33. They've handed Riverton some of their most lopsided losses. A 78-8 loss in 2021, a 104-20 loss in 2011. And it is a Natrona basketball team that has had the number of the Lady Wolverines to the tune of 29-0 over the past 29 games coming into this one. So Coach McIntosh and I talk about that in the pregame interview coming up here in just a few moments. This is your Porter's pregame show. It is Wolverine basketball from historic Story Gym in Cheyenne and the James Johnson Basketball Showcase. When we return, I'll chat with head coach McIntosh. This is Wolverine basketball from County 10 and 105.1 Jack FM.
Perfect Power is a proud supporter of athletics and student athletes all across Fremont County. Perfect Power provides services for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. Darren Hubble, owner and master electrician, has over 30 years of electrical experience. Darren's trustworthy team of professionals can get the job done right. Perfect Power, serving Fremont County and surrounding areas. Stop into 1320 West Main Street, Lander, or give them a call at 307-332-7184.
Porter's Supply Company in Riverton is proud to sponsor sports and student athletes here in Fremont County. Start your game day off right with the Porter's pregame show and get ready for action. Porter's has everything you need to heat your home this winter with the best selection of wood, gas, or pellet stoves. Good luck to all Fremont County teams from Porter's Supply Company. See Porter's Supply on North Federal in Riverton and online at portersmvs.com.
RE/MAX All-Star Realtors are proud to sponsor sports across Fremont County for the 22-23 season. RE/MAX All-Star Realtors was founded in 1991 with the goal of doing real estate in a way that would make our clients' lives as easy and uninterrupted as possible. They've completed many transactions involving residential, commercial, vacant lots, farm and ranch, and investment properties, and can help you with any goal you might have regarding any of these today. RE/MAX All-Star Realtors, 938 West Main Street, Riverton. See them online at remaxriverton.com.
It's more than clocking in or collecting a paycheck. We are a network of caring professionals who want to be here, dedicated to serving our communities. We are Sage West Healthcare, our 2 campus hospitals in Riverton and Lander. We take pride in our region, our people, and our communities. Located in beautiful central Wyoming, filled with natural recreation in our own backyard.
Don't forget to click like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. Don't miss any of the action for Wolverine basketball on County 10's YouTube channel.
Well, at the moment, our interview with head coach Travis McIntosh is deciding he doesn't want to play ball with us, so I'm going to effort that here real quick and get things going and catch up with the coach. Still got a little bit of time on the pregame show, so let me see if this, in fact, will get us back to Coach Mack here real quick. Here's our interview with Coach McIntosh. Back on the Porters pregame show, getting ready for the Wolverines in Natrona, and I guess, Coach, just talk about the last couple of games in retrospect as you've seen it. And I saw a quote today that said, "You don't lose, you learn sometimes," and hopefully that's what our girls are taking away from these games.
Yeah, well, and that's kind of the preseason tone that we've talked about, that we're just trying to get better every single game, and it seems like we kind of clean up one area and then we regress in another area, and it's about the consistency of putting those things all together at one time, and it's going to happen for us, and so hopefully tonight's the night.
And I think every team, probably at every level, is probably at that, and you're there putting things together. I looked at the history of Natrona and Riverton, and unfortunately it's not pretty for the Cardinal Red over the last 16 years on that. But as you have said, optimistically, it takes 32 minutes. Let's go out and play and see what happens.
Yeah, and if we get a couple shots to fall early and we hold them, and we just build on that confidence and get some confidence early, a lot of things can happen that way. It's all about, and then on the defensive end, it's just playing hard and talking. So we'll just continue to hopefully grow from those areas and learn from those experiences.
We've talked about your sub-varsities have played well. It didn't come away with the W here in the one against Natrona, but it was competitive down to the wire, and I hope that bodes well for Wolverine basketball in the future.
Yeah, and our sophomore girls, our freshman sophomore girls, they beat Natrona earlier today.
Very good.
By 15 or 20. So we're seeing some of those successes too. And hopefully it'll just continue to get better and trickle and, building the program.
You had talked about Natrona a little bit in the post game yesterday, Hager and then others, coach's kid on the floor. And it's a daunting task. And what do you look for? I guess X's and O's as far as what needs to happen to be successful today against individuals from their team.
We just need to really make sure that we control the boards and match their intensity. And that's one thing that we have learned. We've done a pretty good job of it early on, but as the game gets going and things start to pick up and escalate, we've got to continue to match that intensity.
You had mentioned perhaps the starting lineup changing. It's been the same the first two nights. Same tonight then?
Same tonight,
too. Very good.
Yeah.
Healthy? Everybody ready to go after 2 nights in a motel bed?
Yeah, I think so. It's almost like home.
I'm glad your team is, because it's been a rough week for me on the weekend. But Travis, best of luck. We'll talk to you at halftime of the boys' game.
Hey, thank you.
I'm assuming you guys are not driving off, or maybe you'll be here, but if not, we hopefully talk to you at halftime of the boys' game. All right, Travis McIntosh, head coach of the Riverton High School ladies. Starting lineups in the tap: Natrona versus Riverton from the fabled Story Gym in Cheyenne, Wyoming. We'll do that after this on County 10 Sports Network.
Therapy Group has been a proud supporter of Wyoming athletics for more than 25 years, providing highly trained clinicians to treat athletes in the clinic and on the field. Fremont values commitment to professionalism, expertise, and community. With specialized training and one-on-one service, they get you back to doing what you love. Whether you need rehab for an injury from a sports certified specialist, or you need to get therapy from their certified hand therapist in Fremont County, with 6 locations in western Wyoming, they provide aquatic therapy, dry needling, and women's health therapy. Find out more about Fremont Therapy Group or schedule an appointment. Go to FremontTherapyGroup.com.
Gales Carpet Floor and Home is happy to support student athletes in sports across Fremont County. Gales Carpet One Floor and Home has been a Fremont County fixture for decades, specializing in flooring, window coverings, and cabinets, as well as the professional certified installation of those products. Stop into Gales Floor and Home today at 220 East Main Street, Riverton, or see them online at galescarpet1riverton.com.
High Country Hearing Center supports patient hearing health care with a superior standard of practice for our Wyoming families, and we are proud to sponsor sports and student athletes all across Fremont County. High Country Hearing Centers has been serving Wyoming's hearing health care needs since 1979. High Country Hearing Centers will always provide superior hearing instrument technology and standard of care practices to help you stay connected with family and help you maintain maintain a more active and healthier Wyoming lifestyle. Make an appointment today in Lander at 1460 West Main or in Rock Springs at 514 Broadway.
Thanks for tuning in to live streaming coverage of Wolverine basketball from the Taco John's Invite in Cheyenne.
Renamed to the James Johnson Basketball Showcase. The Mustangs, well, they're the Phillies. I guess in this case, we'll put out Bryn Seabrant. Number 23 is Lexi Ransom. Number 11 is Emily Manville. Number 10 is an all-stater, and we'll get to her accolades here pretty soon. Megan Hager, she is a 5'10 senior, averages 21 points a game. Elsie Swan wears number 3. She is a 5'7 and a half junior. She is the only one on the program listed with a half an inch on there. It's kind of like when you're a kid, you're 12 and a half years old. Elsie wanted to be 7 and a half on the program. The Wolverines, as Ella Judd goes in, and it's going to be picked up by Swan and Natrona, left to right here at Story Gym. Hager first, back to Swan. Wolverines in a man-to-man defense. We'll get you their starters, as they did not do a traditional starting lineup. Left side 3, good by Emily Manville to start the game. And it's quickly 3-0 Natrona, and 1 turnover for the Wolverines as Jackson is pickpocketed at midcourt. But Olivia Bradley tries to go get it back and can't, as she's on the end line. Olivia Bradley, Haley Engstrom, McKay Fegler, Paisley Jackson, and Ella Judd, your starters for the Lady Wolverines, dressed in their home whites, cardinal numbers, the black trim. They'll throw it away right on the inbound, right to Bradley. And the Wolverines in the backcourt will face full court pressure the entire length of the court, probably until the doubt is removed, if in fact when it is. And there's the 10-second count as McKay was right at the midcourt circle. And they'll get their second turnover. So you're noticing on this floor a white three-point line way out past the black one. That white one is the college three-point line. LCCC is having to play all of their home games. They did so in volleyball. LCCC, the community college here, as Hager gets free for 3 at the top. That's knocked down, and it's already 6-0 Natrona out in front on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. Effort that for you here on screen here in just a bit, as we're going to get our first foul of the game on the pressure of Natrona. And it's going to be whistled on Megan Hager, her first. Jackson, baseline, thrown away right into the hands of Seabrant, and she gets fouled by Paisley. That'll be number 1 on Jackson. 1 foul apiece. We also have a 30-second clock up on the wall that teams had to use because of LCCC renovating their college gym. Their volleyball team played their games here. Now their men's and women's basketball team, so CWC will play here later. Baseline 3 on the other side. Misses. Long rebound, though, by Ransom. And she will be fouled as it gets knocked out of bounds. Riverton yet to get a shot off, and they're down 6-0. And the Wolverine foul on Ella Judd. Wolverines in a man-to-man. Baseline, 1 extra pass. College 3 by Manville, left it well short. That's the danger of that, as Engstrom comes away with the rebound. You, as a player, you just see the line and you think, okay, this is where I got to be. But you look down and, oh, you're 3 feet behind where you normally would shoot. And that shot reflected that, I think. Paisley knocks the ball off of Seabrant out of bounds. It will stay Wolverine basketball. Appreciate you tuning in. Home or away, Riverton or Casper. Natrona, the home of the Phillies. Engstrom was open on the inbound on the initial play, but they couldn't get it to her. Jackson goes baseline, shut off there, finds Fegler in the corner. Back up top to Bradley, and they will reset. Natrona, black jerseys, orange trim on white numbers. Man-to-man defense. Fegler, baseline, Judd. Seabrant on her. Back up top, Engstrom. Haley at the college three-point line. Right side, Jackson's shot misses everything, and then the rebound by McKay Fegler, and she'll be fouled. Coach McIntosh talked about it in the early onset. He said, we got to rebound and match their intensity. That's going to be on Seabrant. And Bryn will pick up her second. her first team second. McKay Fegler at the line. One of, if not the best free throw shooter on the Wolverine team as she knocks that one down. And Riverton's on the board. 5:45 left to play first quarter on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. Thought we were seeing subs come in, but it was just two players talking to their two coaches as McKay gets both. And Olivia's going to pick them up. They'll throw it up ahead to Ransom. I thought they threw it away initially as it sailed over the head of a player, but Ransom was the intended receiver, and she came in there on cue and gathered it back in. Ransom lost the dribble off of her leg, gathers it back. Seabrit with Judd on her. Might have been steps. Nothing called there. They almost got him caught in a double team. And there's a steal by Fegler at the top. McKay gave up the dribble. They'll go to the ground. It's going to stay Wolverine basketball on the arrow, but good job by McKay Fegler to get the steal. And then the speedy Phillies were back quickly in transition to stop anything from going. We get our first substitution into the game as Alze Salinas will check in. Nice idea by Judd looking for Engstrom underneath the low block. It gets batted out of bounds. Salinas will check in for Ransom. Salinas, a 5'9" sophomore. Ransom, a 5'5" junior, averages 10 points a game and has hit 6 3-pointers coming into the weekend in Cheyenne, where they've already played 3 games. Judd jump pass into the corner to Engstrom. Haley bodies her way in. Contact, nothing called, and a rebound by Manville. Here come the Phillies. Hager from behind, knocked away by McKay Fegler. And it's going to stay Natrona basketball as McKay knocked that one out of play on the baseline. Doubleheader today from Story Gym. In this building, built in 1950. Nice fadeaway by Seabrit. She's got her first basket of the game. Built in 1950. It was just it was Cheyenne High School at that time. Then when East came about in the mid-60s, both teams played their games here as Paisley Jackson gets free from the left side. That's just a 2-pointer, but Paisley got free on the other side, and it's 8-4 with 4:23 remaining on the 2-point Paisley bucket. There's a right side three. That's good by Elsie Swan. Third different Philly that has hit a 3-pointer, makes it 11-4. Going to see Riley Johnson as she pulls the shooting jersey and will head to the check-in stand. Give and go. Judd, baseline, floater 6, bounces out. Seabrit, the Philly rebound. Salinas hands it back to Hager. She's an All-State volleyball player as well as an All-State basketball player. Her granddad, one Gary Glenn, that coached some high school football at Riverton back in the day. Mom Pam Glenn, now Pam Hagar. Right side, Hagar, shot is no good. It goes off of Riverton, and it will stay Phillies basketball. A lot of Riverton influence on this. Brian Costello is the head coach. He's from Pinedale, actually, but more so on the men's side of the equation. One of their assistant coaches is Adrian McNamee, who coached the RHS volleyball team for a number of years not too long ago. As Swan gets free for another 3, and Swan splashes down another 3. 14-4. Phillies with 3:15 left here in the first quarter on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. Macy Brown has checked into the ball game as well. Baseline. Nice little step through. They'll call her for the steps, though. Too many steps on the step through for Bradley, and the traveling violation will turn it over. 2:58 left. Maggie Teague will check into the contest for the Phillies, as will Cameron Vance. Salinas battled it. Hagar ends up with it. She'll drive past one person, but Fegler making the defensive play on the other end, closing out. Got a piece of that, knocks it away. Engstrom the rebound. Macy Brown wide open, triple on the left side. Knock it down, Macy Brown. It's a nice bucket by Macy as they found her in the corner. Good pass from Bradley at the midcourt stripe down to Macy in the corner, and she knocks it in on the other side. Quickly, Natrona has scored as Cameron Vance got free on the low block and banks one in. And it's 16-7. Now Natrona. Savannah Morton will check in for the Wolverines' next dead ball. Engstrom gets knocked to the floor. She gets back up and gets back in the picture. 2 minutes left to play first quarter on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. Fegler, long three on the way, looks good, is good. McKay Fegler steps up and hits a college three-pointer. Back the other side is Hager, baseline corner three misses as we watch Fegler's three get knocked down on the replay. This one finally going to be rebounded by whom? It's going to go Natrona basketball as that ball got pinballed back all over the place. Morton checks in for Bradley. Jackson and Judd going to check back in for the Wolverines as well. As Elsie Swan, am I pronouncing that right? It's Elise. Elise Swan. I apologize for that, Elise. Calling you by the wrong name. Engstrom and Fegler have come out, as does Bradley. Judd, D'd up on Manville. Kick it back out to the left side. Vance. Her three is no good. Brown battling for the rebound with Swan, who comes away with it. 16-10. Wolverines have come out and they have matched the intensity, and I think kind of led by McKay Fegler's example early with a couple of steals and a big three-pointer. Driving, Swan, outside three-pointer, Manville, no good. Johnson goes and gets the Riverton rebound. Minute left to play in the first quarter. Jackson right side on the three-point line of the college ranks. That one sails off the front of the iron and picked up by Swan. Elise with her second rebound. Teague gives it back up top. Swan from way downtown skims the bottom of the net and out of bounds. And it will be Riverton basketball on the arrow. Boy, that white three-point line has messed with, I think, a few shooters here today. As that one, I think, evidence there is Swan, I don't think, was ready to launch from that far back as it skims under the iron. 35 seconds left to play. A minute timeout coming your way here in just a few. Wolverines trying to cut into a 16-10 deficit. Judd swings the ball. Baseline corner to Brown. Now Johnson. Riley, nice pass underneath. Brown pump fakes. Gets herself in trouble. Wrestles it away. A real early whistle on that will go Salinas' way, and they'll get a turnover out of the Wolverines on it. Felt a fairly quick held ball call on that one as Macy kind of wrestled it away from Salinas right as the referee makes the call, but nonetheless. Also on the boys assistant side is Pat Sissons. He coached at Lander Valley for a number of years in addition to Kelly Walsh. Nice give and go. Seabrit misses the bunny, however, and the rebound by Judd. Half-court shot on the way is short. And we have played one quarter of basketball. It's Natrona 16, it's Riverton 10. We'll be back after this break. This is Wolverine basketball on the County 10 Sports Network.
Perfect Power is a proud supporter of athletics and student athletes all across Fremont County. Perfect Power provides services for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. Darren Hubble, owner and master electrician, has over 30 years of electrical experience. Darren's trustworthy team of professionals can get the job done right. Perfect Power, serving Fremont County and surrounding areas. Stop into 1320 West Main Street, Lander, or give him a call at 307-332-7184.
Porter's Supply Company in Riverton is proud to sponsor sports and student athletes here in Fremont County. Start your game day off right with the Porter's Pregame Show and get ready for action. Porter's has everything you need to heat your home this winter with the best selection of wood, gas, or pellet stoves. Good luck to all Fremont County teams from Porter's Supply Company. See Porter's Supply on North Federal in Riverton and online at portersmvs.com.
Thanks for tuning in to live streaming coverage of Wolverine basketball from the Taco John's Invite in Cheyenne.
Riverton 3 of 7 from the field, 43%. 6 less shots than Natrona, who made 6 of 13, but they're 2 of 3 from the arc right now are the Lady Wolverines. And they're within one rebound of Natrona. They're trailing 16-10 and a travel on the top of the key by Engstrom as she kind of hopped on the pivot foot and turns it over to the Phillies. Brian Costello, the head coach in his 5th year. He coached for 7 years, and then Doug Beal coached for 11, and now Costello is back as the Wolverines knock one away, and it's taken away by Macy Brown. Big three-pointer by Macy in the first corner, along with McKay. They'll go to Jackson, their leading scorer, and she's going to be fouled by Cameron Vance. Another day of letting them play. Only the 3rd foul whistled on Natrona in the first 8.5 minutes of the ball game. Riverton has only been called for 2 fouls in this one. This one, though, I don't think is near like the inconsistency we saw yesterday. Paisley gets free right side at the three-point line, buries it. Paisley Jackson with a big shot. She just stepped out there, put her toes right up against the line. They got a good pick up there from Brown, just pulls the toes behind the line and knocks it down. Wolverines come back the other way after a 3rd Natrona turnover. Jackson loses the handle, gives it out to McKay, and Salinas all over her will get a foul. That'll be the 4th team foul on the Phillies, and it'll be Wolverine basketball out of bounds. Big game coming up later today. Well, 2 big games coming up later today across town at Cheyenne East High School. Both Douglas teams are ranked number 1 in their respective classes. We'll take on number 1 East boys and the number 2 East girls. And Engstrom's on the sideline as she takes the inbound, and unfortunately is a turnover. I don't know how Cody gets ranked above Cheyenne East when the Cheyenne East girls have beaten Cody in the last 2 state championship games and have a 48-game win streak or something like that intact. But Cody is ranked number 1. East is ranked number 2. East will play Douglas today and put that nearly 50-game win streak on the line. Sebrant's shot is no good. Fegler with the rebound. Second board for McKay. She's got a steal. She's got a three-pointer. Nice cut back to Johnson. Lay it off glass and in. Nice dish from McKay. Fegler on that play as Hager brings it back across the timeline, and they'll throw it away. Here's that nice backdoor cut by Johnson, who lays it up on the replay. And another turnover on the Phillies. They've got 4. Riverton within 1. 16-15. Full court pressure. And McKay gets a timeout called by Coach McIntosh. I'm going to keep it here. I guess I'll go a little bit more on the Cody versus East thing. And Cody only lost 1 senior last year off that team. But you look at Fonseca, you look at DeLong, and then, of course, you have 2 All-Staters back. One is Brady Schlabs, who is going to be a 4-time All-Stater when she's done. She's just a junior. Then you got the 3-point sharpshooter, Liliadal, who is a 2-time All-Stater. She'll be a 3-time All-Stater when it's all said and done. And then you've just got the tradition of winning with what Eric Westling has done at Cheyenne East down there, and that's why I would vote the Thunderbirds number 1. And you're number 1 until you get knocked off, I think, also. And you've won 47 straight or something like that. You ain't been knocked off. They haven't finished worse than 3rd since like 2016 or something like that. It's just been amazing what the Cheyenne East Lady Thunderbirds have done. And they played Douglas, who has kind of done the same thing in the 3A ranks the last couple of years as well. So we'll see how that game turns out. They're actually playing right now, as a matter of fact. There's a steal by Hager. Hager's going to go the distance and throw it up with the left hand and count it. Megan Hager taking over after Riverton had gotten to within 1. And the Wolverine foul is whistled on Macy Brown. And Coach Mack talked about it. He said we want to match their intensity, and I think so far they have. It's 18-15, and the 3-point play by Hager is good. She has 6. The lead is 4. Full court pressure. Wolverines will break it. Brown now just needs to stay out of that half-court trap. Gets it up to Engstrom, to Jackson. Jackson over Hager. Shot hits the standard, and they're going to give the basketball to Natrona. Thought maybe somebody got a piece of that, but referees say no. Ella Judd back into the contest for Paisley Jackson. And Wyatt, to answer your question, I'm not trying to persuade voters. I'm just trying to tell why all of you that ranked Cody number 1 are wrong. So And we probably will not find out till March. I think will be the only time they will play is if they meet in state in Casper. 3 on the right side corner is no good. Judd will come away with another rebound. And then Riverton will throw it away promptly after that. And I think a lot of it's going to be told right now when they play the Douglas Bearcats as well. Nice job on the inbound play by Ella Judd to steal that ball away. Great denial from Seabrant. Right side up ahead, Engstrom ahead of the pack. She'll bank it up and in. Nice play by Haley Engstrom on a nice long assist. As the Wolverines came down, long pass from Johnson to Engstrom. She got the lay-in to go, and the Wolverines are within a bucket again, 19-17. And the Mustangs and the Phillies will throw it away again. 6 turnovers on the Phillies. Kaylin Leesburg is going to check into the contest for Riverton. The freshman will check in for Riley Johnson. Good minutes for Riley. And right now it has been a much different effort out of the Lady Wolverines in the first 11 minutes of this ball game than what we saw yesterday against Wheatland, as Riverton almost throws it away. Engstrom can't throw it to McKay in the backcourt. Wise play there. Bounce pass, good idea by Bradley, but too much traffic and they'll turn it over. And then a foul in the backcourt on the Wolverines. Olivia had a great idea to go through the pack like that, just too many Philly arms in there, and they knock it away. That foul is on Olivia. Number 1 on her, number 4 on RHS. Again, if you're just joining us, appreciate you tuning in on the County 10 Sports Network on YouTube. Hager gets quadruple teamed, dishes out to Salinas. Her 3 misses, and the rebound to McKay Fegler, her 3rd. Right side outside Bradley. Olivia has it knocked out of her hands. She'll gather it back in and find Judd. Ella, 1 bounce, gave up the dribble, now in danger, finds Leesburg. Right side, Engstrom. Nice little run past Ransom, but they'll end up losing the basketball in the low block, and it's taken away by Natrona. 19-17, Natrona the lead, 4 minutes left to play in the first half. Lob pass, batted out of there by Judd, taken away by Fegler. Good defense by yesterday's player of the game, but then the Wolverines will turn it over in the backcourt once again. Salinas ends up with it, goes cross court. Bradley reads it, knocks it out of bounds, and they'll let him reset. Boys game coming up next. Megan Hager, by the way, averages 21 points, 5 rebounds a ball game. She's the 7th best scorer in the state all class. Scored 33 in 1 game, which is second only to Lauren Olson from Douglas, who scored 35. She's number 2 in the state in assists as well as Hager. Seabrant baseline 10. That's no good. Boy, the lid is on that end of the basket for the for the Phillies right now. 7 of 19. They have 8 more shots than the Wolverines. Riverton just shooting 56%, while the Phillies shooting only 37%. Hitting 7 of 19. They're 4 of 11 from the arc. They hit a bunch early. Cut into the middle. Fegler, bank it, good with contact. And McKay Fegler has 5. That was a nice little assist from Olivia Bradley, her 2nd one on trips down the floor. And we're tied for the first time since zeros. Driving, Swan misses, Judd the rebound. Ella already with 5 rebounds in the contest. I had her for 6 yesterday. She's already at 5, and we've got 2:48 left. Kicked ball is going to give the ball back to Natrona. Kendall Kidder checks into the ball game. Emily Manville back in. Seabrant and Salinas will sit for the Phillies, as Engstrom and Fegler will sit for Riverton. Jackson and Johnson have returned. 19 apiece, 2:40 left to play in the first half from Story Gym. Wonder sometime, Thomas, we can show that whole wide open. You can't even see the seats at the top of the gym because of the rafters on this gymnasium. It's so large. Possession arrow as they go to the ground favors the Phillies. They've remodeled the bottom steps, so the bottom stands of this, but when they built it, it was to capacity of 4,500. That is bigger than both Riverton and Wyoming Indians gyms, if you've been in those in Fremont County. Those are big gyms, and Story Gym Built in 1950, fairly large as Paisley Jackson commits the foul. There you see the view of Story Gym on the screen and just the expanse that it is. As we'll take a quick break with 2:18 left to play here in the first half of basketball. Haven't got a live read in yet. We better get those done. Thanks to Bailey Tire and Auto for sponsoring this basketball broadcast. They're in Riverton and Lander with a huge selection of every kind of tire you can think of. Check them out. Stick around for the Bailey Tire and Auto postgame show. Fremont Therapy, your scoreboard sponsor tonight for over 25 years. They've been the leader in physical and occupational therapy. Proud to provide experienced clinicians supporting athletes and their families. Wishing all Fremont County teams the best of luck. Also thanks to Tyler Watson, State Farm agent. Proud supporter of Riverton Athletics. State Farm wants to protect your future. Stop in today, 618 East Washington, or go online to insuringriverton.com. And lastly, Porter's Company, Porter Supply Company in Riverton, reminding you that cold weather is here to stay. Almost 40 degrees in Cheyenne today, though. It's been almost hot. Porter's has everything you need to heat your home with wood, gas, and a pellet stove this winter. Porter's, North Federal in Riverton, and online at portersmvs.com. 2:18 left. We're tied at 19. It's Natrona basketball underneath the window on the right side. Lob it into Hager. Touch pass left side. Dribble drive, shut off there. Back up top, Hager. She'll fire for three. That one's front of the iron, no good. Bounces off a couple of Phillies. It'll be Wolverine basketball. Again, it has just not been a real hot shooting night for. This game was at 16-10 at one point. It was 16-7 at one point. And we'll get a timeout called. And I guess what? We've got more blood. This has been a bloody weekend for high school basketball. 2:06 left. It was 16-7 after Cameron Vance had a lay-in. Macy Brown hit the three-pointer. It was 14-4, then 14-7. Vance hit a bucket to make it 16-7. They had a 9-point lead, and now Central has went on a 12-3 run. Central Riverton has went on a 12-3 run since then. And watching a nice little replay there of McKay Fegler. She got contact in there at the charge block and knocks it down. Got the blood taken care of. Natrona's going to pick up Riverton. They have handled the press today, have the Lady Wolverines. You know, and still, I have Riverton at 13 turnovers, but they have made their shots. 7 of 12, 60%, and 3 of 4 from the arc right now for Riverton. As 1-3-1 defense by the Phillies. Hager at the top of it, a pretty intimidating factor at the top of the zone. Judd goes back to Jackson. Paisley to Bradley, 15-foot right side. No good. Macy Brown gathers in the rebound. There's a shot right side by Jackson. That's good. And the Wolverines have their first lead of the basketball game. Lady Wolverines, as there's that nice little putback by Paisley. Jackson on the replay, watching on the County 10 YouTube stream. Hager back outside to Lexi Ransom. She'll drive down the lane. Missed it. Bodies fly. Paisley Jackson, the rebound. Long pass up ahead. Macy Brown back to Jackson. Floater for 10. Floats, gets a bounce, knocked out of bounds. It'll be off of the Wolverines, and it will be Philly basketball. Seabrant back into the contest for Kidder. Engstrom's going to check back into the game for Riverton. And whom will sit? It's going to be Brown. Good offensive board and an assist by Macy Brown. Riverton with a 2-point advantage. Trying to make a little history in the modern day. They have lost 29 in a row to the Phillies since 2006. Hager, right side runner down the lane. Missed. Ball is into the hands of Bradley. Up ahead to Johnson. She was fouled on a layup attempt by Emily Manville, and she will go shoot some free throws. With 54 seconds left, as she can get a bucket to go here, it'd be an assist for Bradley if she can get a free throw. Our clock's a little off too, Thomas, when you get a chance. as they've switched the clock. And there's an assist for Bradley on the free throw by Johnson. Riley with 3 points and Olivia with at least 3 assists here in the first half. Second one is on the way. That's good. And it's a 4-point Riverton lead. 55 seconds left to play in the first half. Fegler back into the ball game for Johnson. Lady Wolverines by 4 on the third-ranked team in the state. Actually, fourth-ranked team in the state. Campbell County's number 3, Natrona's number 4. Can the Lady Wolverines pull off an upset here today, as we're still got a lot of basketball to play, but boy, that was a shot that Swan had nailed earlier a couple of different occasions. That one misses fairly badly, clanging off the backboard and out of bounds, and it'll be Wolverine basketball with 37 seconds left to play. First half on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. Judd will check out. Brown comes in. Get our Thomas feverishly working on our timer there to check out. That is Fegler goes baseline. Brown. Macy puts it on the floor, but took the steps first. And this is kind of interesting to me that Riverton actually has 14 turnovers, but they lead the fourth-ranked team in the state by 4. And simply, it's been a frigid existence for the Phillies right now as Judd comes back in. 7 of 24, just 29%. 4 of 13 from the arc. Better than half of their shots have been shot from the three-point land. And they're not actually bad three-point shooters at 29%. They're actually shooting better than their average from three-point land right now. Ransom looking at the clock. 10 seconds left. Ransom might have traveled with it. Throws it to Seabritt. Seabritt near midcourt. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Stepping back, Swan misses everything. And the Lady Wolverines in upset form at the moment. They lead the Natrona Phillies 23-19 at the intermission. It's 23-19 Wolverines on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll take a look at the first half statistics as the boys teams warm up, getting ready for their battle here coming up next. Once again at the break, it's Riverton 23. It's Natrona 19. We'll be back after this on the County 10 Sports Network.
It's time to welcome Sutherland's Home and Garden Fall Catalog. It's full of hundreds of deals to help you save, including special fall buys, ideas, how-tos, and more. Win big. Sign up in-store for your chance to win a $5,000 Sutherland's shopping spree. See store for details. Get up to 24 months special financing with your Sutherland's credit card. See store for details. Sutherland's Fall Catalog is full of can't-miss deals. Stop by the store and pick one up today, or check it out online at Sutherlands.com. Sutherland's, your fall home improvement store.
Wind River Internet is proud to deliver quality, high-speed internet to businesses and residents across Fremont County. Wind River Internet is the sponsor for the County 10 live stream and sports in our community. Enjoy high-definition broadcasts. Brought to you by Wind River Internet. They also provide reliable phone services that can help you stay in touch with the important people in your life. Experience greater connection today. To get a quote and start enjoying fast, reliable services, call 307-857-2004. That's 857-2004.
Catch the game on your phone or the comfort of your home living room. Wolverine basketball is streaming on County 10's YouTube channel all season long.
Welcome back to the intermission where the Wolverines are up on Natrona. 23-14. Get a halftime score from across town as well. They're actually into the third quarter now. Cheyenne East and Douglas, in my book, the two number ones in 4A and 3A, battling it out right now. East leading Douglas 27-21. They're in the third quarter of that basketball game, thanks to Wyatt Barichka back at Jack FM, keeping us under control and on the air and giving me the updates, in fact, as we are at the halftime of the Riverton girls game, taking on the Natrona Phillies. And Riverton, they trailed 16-10 at the end of the first quarter, but they outscored Natrona 13-3 in the second. And they lead by 4 heading into the intermission. And it's been a team effort. Paisley Jackson has 7 to lead the way. McKay Fegler has 5. 4 points, Riley Johnson. Engstrom, Judd with 2 points apiece. Macy Brown has a 3-pointer. Ella Judd has 5 rebounds. McKay Fegler has 3 to lead the way for the Lady Wolverines as they are out in front by 4 here at the break. On the other side, Megan Hager has 6 for Natrona. Elsie, I keep doing that. It's Elise Elise Swan, I'm sorry, Elise has 6 in the contest. Rebounds right now, Riverton out-rebounding Natrona unofficially by my ledger as well, 19-9, which makes up for a 14-7 turnover disadvantage for the Lady Wolverines. But they've out-rebounded them 19-9, and they have 4 of their 9 rebounds have been team rebounds for Natrona. So it has been a great effort by the Lady Wolverines, to say the least, here today. We'll come back and get you a preview of the men's game coming up next after this quick timeout. Again, at the break on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard, it's Riverton 23. It's 4th-ranked Natrona Phillies 19. Returning after this to Story Gym on 105.1 Jack FM and the County 10 Sports Network.
Back when I was riding in rodeos, I always made sure I was locked in, good and tight. Now as a touring musician, crisscrossing the country, I still make sure I'm locked in, good and tight. Of course I do.
Hauling ass, heading south, down the road in a Crow Cadillac, coupe to bill.
Buckle up for life, Wyoming.
If you're looking to get upgrades on your vehicle done with bumpers, grill guards, and bed liners, shop locally. Instead of traveling the extra mile to an out-of-town shop, take it to the premier local shop here in Fremont County. Wyoming 4x4 has over 25 years of experience under the belt. Dan will take your stock truck and give it the perfect accessory makeover tailored to your vision. Stop at Wyoming 4x4 or give Dan a call at 307-857-3175.
Keeping you connected with Wolverine basketball. We are the County 10 Sports Network.
Once again at the break, it's Riverton 23. It's Natrona 19 in girls basketball. There's still a long way to go, but Riverton right now up by 4. A very fortunate endeavor for them, to say the least. I've done research from back at least to 2006, as I mentioned. And Natrona has beaten Riverton 29 times in a row since 2006. And it's Brian Costello in his 12th year as the Phillies head coach. He was here for 5. This is his 5th year. He was here 7 years prior to coaching this 5, but there was 11 years of Doug Beal in between that. They won it all back in 2014. They started at 4-0 this year, and they've played a lot of out-of-state teams. They scored 78 against Evanston, second most in the state girls-wise. They lost to number 1 ranked Douglas from the 3A ranks on Thursday. Beat Rock Springs yesterday morning, then lost to number 1 by my count 4A East yesterday by 12. They're ranked 4th in the state behind Cody East and Campbell County. And again, history prevails for the Phillies right now. They've, like I said, won 29 in a row, and Coach McIntosh says that's got to stop sometime. And right now, his team poised to pull it off. 23-19. Like I said, there is a lot of basketball left to be played here, and a lot of it's going to hinge on how the third quarter starts. Do you pull further away, or do you let them climb back in? I mean, they're not out of it by 4, but do you let them take back the lead and that kind of thing? So very interesting start of the third quarter for this team. Little history between the Wolverine boys and the Natrona Mustangs, who will be playing next. It'll be the 30th meeting between it'll be the 31st meeting between the Mustangs and the Wolverines since 2006. Natrona, of course, has moved over to the East Conference this year, so we will only see them this one time until state, perhaps, if that is in fact in the cards for both teams. The Wolverines trail the 30 meetings 12-18, but Riverton has won 5 in a row, the last 5 in a row, and Coach Sheets will talk about that in the pregame. He says, I'm sure they are anxious and ready to stop that streak against the Wolverines as well. Riverton has won 5 in a row. Natrona won 11 in a row from 2006 to 2012. Riverton lifetime 4-0 against Wheatland. Well, I guess lifetime since 2006. And their win over Central, oddly enough, is their second win in a row over Central. Beat them at home last year and then beat them at Central this year. And it's just their 4th win out of 20 games since 2006 against Cheyenne Central. for the Wolverine boys. Boys game will be coming your way here in just a few minutes. We are at the intermission where it is the Riverton Wolverines 23. It's the 4th-ranked Natrona Phillies 19. And it will be Wolverine basketball to begin the second half when we come back from this timeout. This is Wolverine Hoops on County 10 and 105.1 Jack FM.
Xander's One Stop of Lander wishes the best of luck to all student athletes and sports teams throughout Fremont County. Xander's One Stop has it all: clean gas, ethanol-free fuel, diesel, a variety of household and automotive needs. Stop in for the very best in snacks, lunch, dinner, and much more. Plus, the best liquor selection. And now lottery tickets for the Cowboy Draw, Mega Millions, Powerball, and Lucky for Life. It's all here at Xander's One Stop, 730 East Main, Lander.
Tyler Watson State Farm in Riverton is a proud supporter of Wolverine Athletics. We want to ensure you are in good hands with the variety of policies we offer, including auto, home, life, and financial services. Keep it local with State Farm today by stopping into 618 East Washington Avenue or calling 856-4118 to discuss insuring all of your needs. Or you can visit insuringriverton.com. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Your home for Wolverine basketball all season long. 105.1 Jack FM and on the County 10 YouTube stream.
23-19, RHS leading the 4th-ranked Phillies of Natrona. Again, they outscored Natrona 13-3 in the second quarter of the ball game. And if I go back and look at my shooting stats right now, Natrona was 1 of 12 from the field in that second quarter. That's 8%. They had a two-pointer and a free throw that was made, going 1 for 12. And Riverton basically one and done them on the rebounding as well, which was nice. On the other side of that, Riverton shot 5 of 8 in the second quarter, hit 1 of 1 from the arc, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. So I imagine there's some tired Philly legs. They played, like I mentioned, 2 games yesterday. One was hard-fought win over Rock Springs, and then they lost to a very talented Cheyenne East team. Bradley, Engstrom, Judd, Jackson, as they'll go down low to Jackson. She'll get underneath. She has that partially blocked out of her hands, and it's taken away by the Phillies. Ransom, Seabrit score it. Phillies come out hot, scoring a bucket in the first 15 seconds of the second half, and then they'll get another turnover out of the Wolverines on the full court pressure as Phillies have ramped it up here to begin the second half. Nice extra pass to Hager, and we're quickly tied. A quick 4-0 run in the first 35 seconds of the second half. I'm going to say that ball was knocked out of bounds off of a Philly, and the Wolverines will turn it over. Seabrit to Hager. Gets a pick, guns it over in the corner. Swan. She'll throw it to Seabrit. She'll contact with Judd, loses the handle, gathers it back. Hager gives it back to Seabrit. Spins in traffic. Glass. Tough move by Bryn Seabrit. Wow. She'll take back the lead. That was an incredible move by Seabrit right there, as we'll watch the replay right there. Wolverines in trouble in the front court, but watch that move, the right hand on the left-hand side. Wolverines do break the press, and they will get set up. Jackson runs the arc. She'll take it to the hole and be fouled as Swan, trying to run with her stride for stride, can't. And Paisley Jackson will go to the free throw line. Wolverines 58% free throw shooters. Paisley 55% coming into the weekend. I think she's raising that average with every free throw she shoots this weekend. She knocks down the first, cuts the lead in half, 25-24. Wolverines need a good answer after a quick 6-0 run by the Phillies to begin the second half out of the locker room. Paisley gets both. And we're tied for the third time, 25 apiece. Ransom to Seabrit, right side Hager. Wolverines in a man-to-man. Hager Throws it back to Seabrant, 17-foot. Nope, she's going to go to the baseline. Ransom. Shut off on the baseline there. Almost throws it away. Saved by Hager, though. Good ball movement by the Phillies. 15-foot elbow left side. Bury it by Ransom. It's a nice little stop and pop by Ransom. Turnover by the Wolverines. Extra pass. Hager lay it up. Missed it. Rebound by Engstrom. She's in trouble. She'll throw it up ahead. It goes out of bounds. And that'll be another turnover on the Wolverines. Natrona has ramped up the defense here in the second half and have outscored Riverton 8-2. They've caused 4 Wolverine turnovers in the first 2.5 minutes. Bradley gets knocked to the ground away from the ball by Manville. Seabrant loses it off her foot. Knocks it out of bounds. 8 turnovers on the Phillies. Going to see Riley Johnson check back in. Full court pressure, and it goes off the leg of Hager. That full court pressure nets a turnover. Hager left side, 17, missed it, goes and gets her own rebound though and is fouled. And again, they have just ratcheted up the pressure defensively for the Phillies here in the second half. And the Wolverine foul is whistled on McKay Fegler. That'll be her first, just the 7th team foul of the entire contest on Riverton. Oh, wide open. They missed her. I'm not sure whose person that was, but Manville wide open on the inbound under the hoop. Knocks it down. It's a 4-point game. Natrona led by 10 at one point as Riverton will throw it away again. And they had the composure in that first half, and it just seems like they have tightened up the nerves a little bit as Natrona comes out with pressure and ramped it up in the second half and have taken a 29-25 lead with 5:03 left in the third quarter on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. And we have a timeout on the floor. And we'll thank Myers. Myers Gambles on Main Street in Lander. Shane is the owner. He's got truckloads of furniture and appliances waiting just for you. Don't forget, delivery is always free within 30 miles of the store. That includes all of Riverton. Check them out online, landergambles.com. And a big thank you to the Lander Medical Clinic and Western Family Care. But don't forget to make that appointment for your annual wellness visit at the clinic. Thank you to Lander Medical Clinic and Western Family Care supporting youth athletics. And remember, let's stay healthy together. Cheyenne East pulling away from the Douglas Lady Bearcats. Almost the end of 3. It's 41-24. And that was one game that I highlighted. The other will be the 2 number 1 ranks of the boys' side of 4A and 3A. Ransom's 3 misses. Fegler gets the rebound. And Jackson is fouled in the backcourt by Ransom. 4 rebounds by McKay Fegler. Ransom going to pick up her first. Losing it, Johnson. Gathers it back in. Engstrom has it now. Paisley drives, traffic, fouled, and will shoot some free throws. Elise Swan gets her second, both of them here in this quarter. And Riverton to the line. And Paisley misses the first. Need those when you're trying to spring that upset as Brown and Bradley will re-enter the lineup. Fegler and Judd come out. Second one, Paisley is good. 3 for 4. She has 10. She's the first to double figures for either team right now. Hagar has 8. Swan has 6. Seabrit, nice defense by Paisley and a rebound by Brown, but give the credit to Paisley Jackson on the defense, but Riverton is going to turn it over yet again. Right side, Swan, her 3 misses the mark. Rebound by Hager, that's no good, and Riley Johnson ends up with the basketball. The Wolverines have it thrown away in front of the Wolverine bench. 29-26, 3:49. Unfortunately, it has been 6 Wolverine turnovers here in the second half of basketball. Natrona has outscored Riverton 10-3, but it's just a 3-point game. Long 3 again. Seabrit with a rebound. Kicks it out to Manville for a 15-footer. That's good. Emily Manville has 7 points. Pushes the lead back to 5. Engstrom in trouble to Jackson. They've got Brown ahead of the pack. This is going to be a 10-second call. There it is. Natrona has forced the Wolverines into a third of their turnovers for the game. There you see the 10 count come on RHS and a timeout by NCHS. With 3:16 remaining in the third quarter, it's 31-26. Natrona out in front. Thanks to Wind River Internet, providing our web stream on County 10 and the YouTube channel. Also to Maven for the optical assistance this past fall and what they do. We appreciate what they do. The Natrona Phillies by 5. Again, Riverton in their 30th meeting have lost the previous 29 in a row, and they're trying to avenge that right now as they held a 23-19 lead at halftime. They'll play Cheyenne East next. That'll be Thursday, back down in the capital city across town at the Thunderdome. And then they will take on the number 1 ranked Phillies Saturday, a week from today, opening up conference play. So they play 4th ranked Natrona today, 2nd ranked East, who will be number 1 ranked by next week by this time on Thursday. Then they'll play 2nd ranked Cody. There's a travel violation going down the lane. Will be the 9th turnover. I say that for Wyatt's benefit. WildPreps.com coaches and media poll voting. Full court pressure by Natrona. Told you we'd see that the entire game. Boy, ball knocked away from Johnson. Shovels it ahead, but it ends up into the hands of Manville. Extra pass, Hager off glass. Got it in 1. Great pass by Ransom. Here's Manville to Ransom. Quick extra pass out there. Olivia just late. Fouls Hager and the and 1 coming. Megan Hager has 10 points, looking at 11. Foul on Olivia, by the way. Is that one no good? And Engstrom battles Hager for it on the end line and is out of bounds. Got the rebound, but ends up going out of bounds. Unfortunately, goes as a turnover. Inbound Seabrit. 6-footer is good. Natrona putting it back to a 9-point lead. They led by 10 early in the first half, and there's a reach foul as Paisley goes down. Riley's going to help her up, and it's going to be on Swan. 3rd personal on Swan. All 3 of her fouls, by the way, coming here. Engstrom out, Judd is in. Judd at half court in trouble, throws it up ahead. They'll beat the press. Johnson falls down, shovels it to Bradley. She'll be fouled by Seabrin on the way to the rack. And Bryn will pick up number 2. Again, Riverton held a 23-19 lead at the intermission, but the Phillies have exploded. They've scored 16 in this quarter after only scoring 19 in the first half. They've outscored Riverton 16-3. All 3 free throws by Riverton. As in the shooting category right now, Riverton has only gotten 1 2-point shot to go. That's how effective the defense has been by the Phillies in this third quarter. As it hasn't been cold shooting, it just hasn't been no shooting by Riverton. They've turned it over at the hands of the Phillies defense. 2 minutes left to play in the third, 36-25. Riverton trailed by 10 at one point. They're back down 9 here. Judd travels with it. And that'll be 9 turnovers in the quarter alone for the Lady Wolverines. And again, it has just been ratcheted up defensive pressure by Coach Costello and the Phillies in this one as Leesburg pulls the warm-up and will head to the check-in stand to come into this ball game. So will Savannah Morton. Hager guarded by Judd. Allstater flips it back outside to Manville. She'll be shut off there. Ransom fake to the 3. Swan to the low block. Seabrit. Bryn spins, creates some space, got her own rebound. Flips it back up top for 3. Drain it, Swan. Big offensive rebound by Seabrit. It's a double-digit lead, biggest of the night. Near steal. Wolverines break it. They've got numbers. Brown kicks it back out. Olivia is going to be fouled by Swan. That's going to be 4 on Swan. Elise Swan has picked up 4 fouls in this quarter alone. And, you know, it's a product of being asked by your head coach to step up the defense. And that is what they've done. And Elise, Swan, I've called her Elsie a couple of times, and I apologize, it's Elise. She picks up her 4th. But again, that's what her coach asked her to do. Pressure the defense, and she has 4 of the 6 fouls called in the second half on her alone. But it's been, you like what she's done. You like the effort. Even though it's 4 fouls, she's helped put her team back up by 12. She also has 9 points on 3 triples in the ball game, and there's a foul on Hager. On Fegler, that'll be number 2 on Megan Hager. See her brother Tanner playing in the boys game coming up here in just a bit. The Natrona boys have suffered the same fate as their girls. Lost to Douglas on Thursday, beat Rock Springs yesterday morning, then lost to Cheyenne East last night. So exact same fate for the 2 teams this weekend as McKay hits the first. 6 points for Fegler. And again, I really thought she kind of set the tone for the Wolverines in the first quarter of this ball game, as coach wanted him to come out and rebound and match intensity. She'll miss the free throw, and it gets rebounded by Seabrit. 4 rebounds for Bryn Seabrit. Inside of a minute left to play in the third, and the Phillies have opened it up on the Wolverines with a 19-4 third quarter, and maybe more. As Seabrit, nice tough physical move. Sometimes better offense beats good defense. I thought Ella played pretty good defense. Hager knocks it away from Leesburg, and it's going to be a foul on Riverton. It's going to go against Taylin. And unfortunately, forces a 10th Wolverine turnover here in the third quarter. Hager's going to get a breather with 24 seconds left. You won't see her back till the fourth quarter. Get a little extra long sit for her, and even longer, as Coach Costello has called the timeout. Engstrom will check back into the basketball game. And again, I mentioned the Douglas-Cheyenne East game, a battle of a couple of the top-ranked teams in their divisions. And Cheyenne East, I'm not 100% sure what the streak is. The boys' record for longest win streak in high school is 50. And that was Wyoming Indian did that. And then I think the Thermopolis Bobcats tied it, if I'm not mistaken, in the Nate Miller era back then. But the Wyoming Indian High School Chiefs in the 80s had the record. They still are tied, if not holding that record. And I think this streak by Cheyenne East is approaching what Douglas did in the height of their heyday. Of course, they kind of still are in the height of their heyday, but 50-31 with 4 minutes left East And I did listen to that young man do the play-by-play yesterday. He can't be more than about 10 years old for Cheyenne East doing some play-by-play on the NFHS network. And he's actually got a pretty bright future as Manville fires a three, misses it. Ransom the rebound. Wolverine bodies fly, and she knocks it in. Tough rebound by Ransom and the putback. And a quick timeout there as you see bodies from Riverton flying all over with 4 seconds left in the third quarter. And we got a timeout just for blood. I think Ella Judd is going to head to the locker room with a bloody nose. Not sure if she was. I don't think they actually charged her the timeout. Well, Natrona has 3 timeouts. Riverton has 2 timeouts. Exactly. Nope, it's the other way around. Riverton has 3, Natrona has 2. As Ella Judd comes out of the game. So it's Morton, Fegler, Jackson, Brown, and Haley Engstrom. Boy, Natrona pulls off. That's weird to pull off with 4 seconds and let him get this half-court shot away. In fact, as Paisley knocks it down. Half-court shot, Paisley Jackson. And I just said it. They sat back in the half court to let him shoot this shot. It goes up and bury it. That's why you don't. That's why you hinder defense so that stuff doesn't happen. But they let it happen. And Paisley Jackson from half court knocks down a triple. She's got 13. The lead is cut to 12. Half a minute away from the fourth quarter. It's Natrona 42. It's Riverton 30. We'll be back after this. This is Wolverine basketball from the County 10 Sports Network.
Myers Gambles in Lander is a proud supporter of sports and student athletes all around Fremont County. Gambles has a huge selection of American-made brands for every room in your home. Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, Lazy Boy, England, KitchenAid, Whirlpool, Maytag, and more. The crew at Gambles in Lander is ready to help and find exactly what you're looking for. The delivery is always free within 30 miles of the store, which includes Riverton. Turn around shop in town at Myers Gambles in downtown Lander. Your home for Wolverine basketball all season long. 105.1 Jack FM and on the County 10 YouTube stream.
Coming back to Wolverine basketball, you watch the half-court bomb by Paisley Jackson. And they've had full court pressure the entire time. They back off of it with 4 seconds left. That's when you just put somebody in their face, just enough to make them zig or zag. Well, they let her shoot a wide-open half-court shot. And, averages are with you. Probably not going to go down, but in that case, Paisley Jackson makes him pay as she drills it from half-court. 42-30, Natrona outscores Riverton 23-7 in the third quarter as Hager gets free for a 3 at the top. That'll be a good one for her. She's got 13. They'll back off of the full court pressure now. Paisley, ball high over her head, puts it on the ground, throws it away as Savannah went to help her out, zigged when Paisley zagged, and they'll throw it away. Engstrom, Brown, Jackson, Morton, and Fegler, the 5 on the court for the Wolverines. Right side corner, Hagar, back-to-back triples, yes. 16 for Hagar as she is heating up. That is her third triple of the game. Three-quarter court pressures. Gets another turnover. This one by Ransom. She's a nifty little ball handler. Nice play by Swan, who takes it to the rack and scores. That was a great setup by Ransom, and then Swan ends up going to the baseline and scoring, and they'll get another turnover as we'll watch the first move. Nice move there. Hager gets free underneath the hoop again and scores. And now Natrona doing in the second half what I think maybe they thought they were going to do in the first, is Paisley double dribbles with it and knew it as she came dribbling through the pack. Riley Johnson back into the contest for Riverton. Here comes Olivia Bradley as well. Coming up on the post-game show, we're going to show you that half-court shot yet again, it's worth showing there as Paisley drilled it from half court here at Story Gymnasium, the historic Story Gymnasium. Might have been a travel, but she throws it out of bounds anyway, so they'll get it back. Yeah, we are in the fourth quarter. Scoreboard showing here third, but we'll correct ours to fourth UC now. If you want to check out that three-point half-court bomb, Wyatt Barichka has it posted to the County 10 Sports Twitters. Brown's three, no good. Johnson rejected by Manville, knocked to the floor. Manville, though, helps her up. Nice job by Manville, and Hager ahead of the pack puts it in. Emily Manville got a pretty good swat on that ball, and then with great sportsmanship helped up Olivia Bradley after she was the one that helped set her down. That was good sportsmanship. You like to see that from kids. So good job, Emily. There's a reach by Hager. Bradley scoots it in the corner. Brown. 5.5 left in the contest, and Brown steps out of bounds. There are a lot of lines on this court, to be honest with you, and can be confusing at times, and we've seen a couple of different times kids have been out of bounds in those. Timeout on the floor, 5:33 left to play in period number 4, despite what their scoreboard still says here on this one. And the streak may continue, unfortunately, for the Phillies, as they've won 29 in a row on Riverton. Riverton led 23-19 at half, but here in the second half, it has been a 35-7 run that have put the Phillies up by 24 in this one. Wyoming Cowboys are playing today as well. They're taking on San Diego State, and Cowboys find themselves down by 4 with 37 seconds left. That game on our sister station, AM 1330, KOVE. 107 on the FM dial as well. San Diego State leading the Cowboys right now. 37 seconds left, 79-75 in favor of the Aztecs. 5.5 to play here. They did adjust the quarter on the board here. Thomas already had that on our behalf. Ransom to Swan. Elise, get her name right, to Hagar. Just going to work their offense right now. Now this is where you work the offense until it's a wide open three or a layup, basically, and Ransom loses the handle on it. Here taken away is Bradley. Bradley runs it into the front court, and then she'll run right into a trap. That's good Natrona defense. Ransom takes it away. Lexi's going to go the distance. Stop, bank it, count it. 26-point advantage as Salinas will come in. Next dead ball for Brian Costello. Good coaching there by Coach Costello. And it was just, a team that's favored. You're 4th ranked in the state. You just say, play your game, kids. And they came out, ratcheted up the defense. Fegler's 3 misses. But they ratcheted up the defense and played their game, and now continuing to play their game. I think the referee lost his whistle, so he's not going to call a foul on that one. He just kind of shrugged his shoulders like, well, I lost my whistle, so no foul. As Riley Johnson got away with one there. Leesburg, Jackson, and Morton will check in next dead ball for Riverton. Nice move, Bradley's. Better move, Hagar, who swats it out of there on her. It'll stay Wolverine basketball. That was a great first move by Olivia Bradley as she went past her. But it was a better move right here by Hagar, who comes in and swats it out of there. So Natrona has subbed out as well. East has defeated Douglas. I did not expect that. 61-36 in girls basketball. Cheyenne East defeats the Douglas Lady Bearcats. Battle of 2 highly ranked teams. One from 4A, one from 3A. Judd in the paint, shoots with a left hand. It comes up empty. Kendall Kidder back in. Cameron Vance is in. Maggie Teague is in. Salinas is in, and then I'm missing one more. Hagar stayed in. So Megan, she has 20. Her high this season is 33. Vance to Hagar. Fires a three on the way. Missed it. Ball gets tipped out of there. Taken away by Bradley. Bradley on the run with Teague on her. And Teague's going to tie her up, and they'll go to the ground. And Olivia hits her head pretty hard. And the referee immediately calling over for Olivia Bradley, who was in the middle of that scrum. And as she went pulling back, I think hits her head pretty hard on this hardwood that is Story Gym. You see her get tied up with Teague right here, and as she goes down, hits the back of her head, and the referee immediately signaling for Travis McIntosh to come over, and she's being attended to underneath the Wolverine basket, and she's sitting up. Boy, we saw this yesterday with a Wheatland player as well, and oddly enough, they said they did not think she suffered a concussion out of all of that in talking with the family. Olivia's on her feet. She's seeing stars. That's going to hurt for a day or two, as she'll come sit on the end of the Wolverine bench. It's going to be Riverton basketball on the alternating arrow, as Olivia, again, just coming out of the tie-up and falls down backwards. And Olivia's going to put it all out there, and going to leave it all out on the court every time. And it's just a case of how she plays right there, and that is 9-0 the whole time. And she's going to be looked at on the end of the bench. Morton steps into a three on the inbound, shoots it over the top of the rim, and it's picked up by Cameron Vance. Boys game will be coming up here shortly. Cowboys lose to San Diego State 80-55. Boy, Cowboys just not what I think people thought they were going to be coming into this season. Of course, they're missing Graham Ike as Salinas 15-footer good. That brings her teammates on their feet. They have subbed out Hagar, by the way, as into the contest is Cami Costello. Coach's name, Brian Costello, and Judd drives the baseline and is fouled. Ella will shoot free throws as the foul is whistled on Kidder. This is going to run the Natrona Philly streak to 30 in a row over the Lady Wolverines. Judd will shoot free throws. First personal on Kidder, 8th team foul on the Phillies. Riverton today has only been whistled for 9 fouls. And actually maybe only 8, because I have 9. The board only has 3 this half. Free throw does not go in by Judd. Pick our Lander Medical Clinic player of the game. Transition quickly from the post-game to the pre-game. Get ready for the guys contest. Shot good on the left side by Cami Costello. 2.5 left. Fourth quarter. 30-point game right now as Judd goes baseline right side. She will score. Shot by Ella. Good aggressive take. Natrona has outscored the Wolverines 41-9 here in the second half of basketball. Three-pointer straight away. Kidder misses. Loose, diving for it. Striving was Teague. It goes out of bounds. It'll be Riverton basketball. Riverton shot very well in the first half. They're at 43% right now, in fact. But in the second half, have only managed to get 8 shots away thanks to the Phillies defense. They had 15 shots at the half, and they have 8 here in the second half. 10 of 23. Still, that's pretty darn good at 43%. And you're 4 of 7 from the arc, but they're in the neighborhood of 30-plus turnovers right now as well. And a lot of that came, 17 of them came here in the second half as Natrona cranked up the D. We2 Cloud Horse into the game. She'll run one through the middle of the paint and score. Nice little move by We2. You see her run the arc, throw it up, put it in the back of the rim, and knock it down. 60-34, our score, with 80 seconds remaining in the contest. Natrona is going to extend their record to 7-3 as that shot misses. Wolverine's going to drop to 1-8. But as we pointed out in the pregame with Coach McIntosh, sometimes you don't lose, you learn. And I think this was a learning one as they had a 4-point lead at half. Dangerous pass by Morton. She knew it as soon as she let it go. Picked off by Costello. Jump stop, banker good. And a quick timeout to get a sub into the ballgame for Coach Costello as Emily Biggs will check in. He just wanted a timeout, and they're going to leave him out there and go. He just wanted a timeout to get the substitution with 49 seconds left. 62-34. We're going to run the timeout timer, but then they decide not, so. Natrona still with a full court pressure, even with a 28-point lead, but the youngsters getting in there and playing like they know how to play. And Leesburg penetrates, lost it, taps it out to Brown for three, her second of the day, does not drop in. Cloudhorse the rebound, muscles it back up, that's no good. And Natrona back away with the basketball, 20 seconds left, right side corner. Lob down low, trying to get the ball to Biggs to score. She'll have it knocked away from her by Leesburg. 14 seconds left. 62-34. Wolverines drop to 1-8. They've lost 6 straight. Natrona, after losing to East last night, will stop a one-game losing streak. Cammie Paskett into the game, misses a shot. And the ball game has come to an end. A final score on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. It's Natrona 62. It's Riverton 34. We'll take a break. We'll have a quick Bailey Enterprises postgame show coming your way to transition into the pregame show. We'll do that after this. Final score 62-34. Natrona wins it. We'll be back after this on the County 10 Sports Network.
Perfect Power is a proud supporter of athletics and student athletes all across Fremont County. Perfect Power provides services for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. Darren Hubble, owner and master electrician, has over 30 years of electrical experience. Darren's trustworthy team of professionals can get the job done right. Perfect Power, serving Fremont County and surrounding areas. Stop into 1320 West Main Street, Lander, or give them a call at 307-332-7184.
Porter's Supply Company in Riverton is proud to sponsor sports and student athletes here in Fremont County. Start your game day off right with the Porter's Pregame Show and get ready for action. Porter's has everything you need to heat your home this winter with the best selection of wood, gas, or pellet stoves. Good luck to all Fremont County teams from Porter's Supply Company. See Porter's Supply on North Federal in Riverton and online at portersmvs.com.
RE/MAX All-Star Realtors are proud to sponsor sports across Fremont County for the 22-23 season. RE/MAX All-Star Realtors was founded in 1991 with the goal of doing real estate in a way that would make our clients' lives as easy and uninterrupted as possible. They've completed many transactions involving residential, commercial, vacant lots, farm and ranch, and investment properties, and can help you with any goal you might have regarding any of these today. RE/MAX All-Star Realtors, 938 West Main Street, Riverton. See them online at remaxriverton.com.
It's more than clocking in or collecting a paycheck. We are a network of caring professionals who want to be here, dedicated to serving our communities. We are Sage West Healthcare, our 2 campus hospitals in Riverton and Lander. We take pride in our region, our people, and our communities. Located in beautiful central Wyoming, filled with natural recreation in our own backyard. We are neighbors caring for neighbors, a community caring for its own. We are Sage West. We are recruiting the best, like you.
This is the Bailey Enterprises postgame show. Natrona wins it 62-34, 28-point win. Riverton led at halftime 23-19. There you're watching the replay of the Paisley-Jackson trifecta, but unfortunately did not play into the hands as Riverton's 4-point halftime lead dissipates, losing the second half 43-11. They get outscored and they fall 62-34. Paisley-Jackson, 13 points to lead the way, 6 for McKay Fegler, 4 for Ella Judd, 4 for Riley Johnson, 3 for Macy Brown, 2 for Cloudhorse and Engstrom. We'll go with our player of the game, McKay Fegler. I thought she really set the tone for the Lady Wolverines early on in this ballgame. She scored 6 points with 4 rebounds, and McKay Fegler is our Lander Medical Clinic player of the game. Stay with us. We're on to the men's game. It's next. It's Riverton versus Natrona. Head coach Bo Sheets will join us in our pregame interview right after this. This is Wolverine basketball from the County 10 Sports Network.
The premier local shop here in Fremont County. Wyoming 4x4 has over 25 years of experience under the belt. Dan will take your stock truck and give it the perfect accessory makeover tailored to your vision. Stop at Wyoming 4x4 or give Dan a call at 307-857-3175. The premier local shop here in Fremont County. Wyoming 4x4 has over 25 years of experience under the belt. Dan will take your stock truck and give it the perfect accessory makeover tailored to your vision. Stop at Wyoming 4x4 or give Dan a call at 307-857-3175.
Catch the video stream of this broadcast and previous games this season on County 10's YouTube channel.
Back on the Porter's pregame show in transition between the boys and girls games again, per the norm, as we get into these doubleheaders, talking with head coach Bo Sheets. And same question I kind of asked Travis, is the report card you've thought on the last couple of days of basketball?
If we had to give us a grade, we're doing really well. Very pleased. So to come out with 2 wins early in the tournament, kind of getting ready to play a good rivalry game with Natrona. Very excited about where we're at.
And people look at it, that game yesterday, we should have beaten them by more. But I look at that as a kind of a trap game anyway. I mean, you just had a big upset the night before on number 2. I thought we should probably have played Cheyenne East rather than Wheatland, but the kids won the game, and that's what you're supposed to do.
That was a great game for us. It exposed us a little bit to teams that are going to control the ball. I think Kelly Walsh beat them today by 3. I think the score was like 40-37 is what I heard. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but they did a lot of good things. They're the one team, them, and like we talked about with Bear Lake, that we have to speed up. The rest of the way down the stretch, we're just trying to slow teams down. And so it was good for our kids to kind of be challenged as a really well-coached team. And Wheatland's a solid team. So, what people perceive before the game and what actually happens is kind of fun to see sometimes.
And totally irrelevant, I might add, at the same time as well. But, and I was going to ask this question after East next Thursday when we talk about heading into conference play. The scores outside East maybe has kind of established themselves at the top right now. Maybe Thunder Basin in there. But after that, it is a pretty wide open 4A basketball right now on the boys' side.
Yeah, we talked about it coming into the year. We thought the parity in 4A, kind of with the exception of a few of the top teams and maybe a few of the bottom of the teams, you're going to see a lot of teams just kind of beat each other up. You'll see some wins and some losses that may surprise you. And, there's this weekend's no exception to that. There's some scores that you kind of look at and you see there is a ton of parity all across 4A.
Another question I'm going to ask you about is basically the advantage of having the home tournament to be on your home floor to kind of establish a home court advantage. I'm saving that for later, so don't answer that question now. Right. But X's and O's against Natrona, what do we look to stop? What do we look to take advantage of?
Yeah, they're going to press. They're going to get after us. They'll play 11 guys, maybe 12 guys strong, a lot. And so, they've got the depth to kind of challenge 94 feet, make you take care of the ball. They'll run a true 5-out sometimes. Coach's son, Paddock, is really good inside. Number 23, they got a really good point guard. Colton does a really good job for them. And then the rest of the guys are good basketball players. So they remind me a lot of Rock Springs, and you'll kind of see it. They've got just a full team of pretty solid players with a couple really good players.
If you're Coach Paddock, what is he concerned about with your Wolverines?
I kind of joked about it. We've had Natrona's number, which
5 in a row, by the way.
Yeah, the history of Riverton and Natrona, that hadn't happened, and so we can just tell they're dying to beat us. So I guarantee you those guys are very motivated to play us. They're going to take away, just scouting. They're going to take away Derek and Parker's scoring and then make the other guys beat them. So I'm very excited to see everybody stepping up this weekend. And, I think if we can push the pace a little bit and control the full court, transition game, no live ball turnovers. We can't give them any easy buckets. But I think for them, they're going to try to just come out and just be very physical, very aggressive man-to-man defense with, I would say, some full court trapping looks too, just to try to change things up.
Outside of Ty, everybody healthy and available to play today?
Yeah, I think everybody's doing really well. I don't think we have any injuries. I haven't really heard of anybody that's being sick. So, that's kind of a good part, right now, being in this part of the season when you can have most of your kids ready to go.
third game, third gym.
Yep.
Legs are there. Hopefully they've recovered from having to play defense for 3/4 of the game yesterday, and hopefully everybody's ready to go.
Yeah, I think they're excited to play. We'll see. Third day is always tricky, and, excited to see how our boys show up.
Coach, best of luck. We'll talk to you when it's all over.
All right, thanks.
Head coach Bo Sheets of the Riverton Wolverine boys taking on Natrona in a non-conference game from the third day of the James Johnson Basketball Showcase from historic Story Gym in Cheyenne. We'll be back with the starting lineups after this. This is Wolverine basketball from the County 10 Sports Network.
Myers Gambles in Lander is a proud supporter of sports and student athletes all around Fremont County. Gambles has a huge selection of American-made brands for every room in your home. Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, Lazy Boy, England, KitchenAid, Whirlpool, Maytag, and more. The crew at Gambles in Lander is ready to help and find exactly what you're looking for. The delivery is always free within 30 miles of the store, which includes Riverton. Turn around shop in town at Myers Gambles in downtown Lander. Don't forget to click like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. Don't miss any of the action for Wolverine basketball on County 10's YouTube channel.
You are looking at historic Story Gymnasium that built in 1950, site that sat 4,500 people at one time, back when maybe 4,500 people weren't as big as myself, perhaps, but this is a big venue. Looking at Story Gym, your Mustangs of Natrona, your Wolverines of Riverton High School. Let's give you the starting lineups for the Wolverines first. They will start number 0, a 6-foot senior. That is Jason Vincent, averages 6 points, 3 rebounds per ball game. He's hit 8 threes on the season. He had 3 of them yesterday. Derek DeVries, a 6'2 junior, averages just under 15 a game with 6 rebounds. He has upped that with 10 rebounds Thursday. He had 8 yesterday. Number 5, Cade Gabrielson, a 6-foot senior, just a skosh under 6 points a game with 4 rebounds. He has hit 9 triples for the Wolverines. Had 8 with 3 rebounds on Thursday. He had 3 rebounds, 3 assists yesterday. Leading scorer Parker Paxton, the 5'9 junior, averages 19 a game. He scored 24 on Thursday in the upset of Central, had 20 yesterday. And Nathan Hutchison, big free throws against Central. He's a 6-foot senior, averages 2 points and 4 rebounds. For the Mustangs, they will start like this. It'll be Jael Reyes, also Colton Rogers, Brett Gifford, Gibson Heathman, and Isaac Paddock. They're dressed in black. They've got the ball to start it. Left to right on the Wolverines, who open up in a zone defense. Gifford's going to drive to the rack, and he'll throw it over the top. He will miss, but getting the offensive rebound and a foul is going to be Gibson Heathman. And the Wolverine foul quickly on Jason Vincent to start the contest. And Heathman will go to the line. Natrona, 59% shooters. Heathman, a very good shooter, 11 of 13 he is on the year, and he knocks down the first. 12 of 14. That was coming in. He's played 3 games since these stats have been updated, so he may have more free throws than that, but coming into tonight's game, coming into the weekend, he was 11 of 13 at 85%, raising that 59% average, and he'll get 1 of 2, and then over the back will go Colton Rogers over Nathan Hutchison on the rebound, and that will give the basketball first opportunity to Riverton, dressed in their home whites today. And Natrona's going to pick them up 1-3-1 at midcourt, trying to get that half-court trap. Wolverines know to be patient, not get themselves caught across the timeline. As on the other side, Vincent out to Parker. 3-pointer on the way. That one's going to front iron, and the rebound pulled down by Gifford. The Wolverines could have used a good start on that one. But that one just does not fall for the lefty, but he'll be back. Can't keep him down for long. And then an offensive foul is going to be called as, oh, wow, the back judge was calling offensive foul. The other ref up top calls a jump ball. It's going to be a turnover on the Mustangs either way as the Wolverines get the ball on the arrow. Cade stepped in to take the charge. And we may or may not have the video on this, as you see on the low block. Cade steps in. There's the charge, but they gave DeVries the tie-up first. So either way, they get a turnover out of it. Gabrielson bounces to Parker. Jump pass into the front court. Knocked out of bounds by Gifford. It'll stay Wolverine basketball. 1-0 Natrona out in front. Minute gone by almost here on the First quarter Fremont Therapy scoreboard. Wolverines undersized, and we're going to see that all year long. And told Thomas, wait till Thursday when you see the Thunderbirds, because they're tall and they're big. Parker working on Reyes. Goes to DeVries. Has Paddock on him defensively. Derek spins. Kicks it out to Gabrielson. Cade thought about the three. Does not. Shovels it back to Vincent. Three-pointer right side. Splash by Derek DeVries. That was the college variety. LCCC plays their their junior college men's and women's games here on this court. So they've had to put in a 30-second clock and the charge circle, which I think is actually irrelevant now. And then Reyes turns it over himself in the corner. Good defense, Parker Paxton. And Reyes and the Mustangs will turn it over. But again, LCCC playing their home games here at Story Gym as their gym being renovated. Kurt Paddock in his first season as the coach of the Mustangs, taking over after Phil Kohler for 3 seasons. Parker to DeVries, 15-footer straight away, let it fly, missed it. And Paddock will come away with a rebound. Good look, though, by DeVries. Right side, Rogers jumps it into the corner outside. Heathman for 3. That's good. Good ball movement by the Mustangs, and they will get the triple to fall and take back the lead. Already our third lead change in just the first 7 points of the contest. Nathan gets free. Pump fake, leans in. He might have traveled, though. They're going to call him for the leaner, and they'll get an offensive foul. And the first turnover of the game. He pump faked, and then he kind of leaned in to initiate some contact, perhaps trying to get a foul, and he did get a foul. Unfortunately, the foul was on him as opposed to getting the call from the defense. Lady Wolverines had a 4-point lead at half. They fell to Natrona 62-34. Wolverine boys now. 31st meeting. Natrona has the lead at 18-12, but Riverton has won the last 5 in a row. Good help defense by Vincent. Fader no good, and DeVries will glove a rebound. He's been a rebounding machine, averaging 9 in the last 2 games. Parker in the corner. Penetrates. Goes to the baseline. Double clutch and knock it down. How about that move by the 3-time state champion golfer left-hander there. A little shimmy here, and then the adjust in the air. Hang bucket is good. Driving the other way. Ball is kicked out. Heathman for 3. No good. Paddock, though, is going to get the rebound. And the Mustangs turn it over. DeVries ends up with it. DeVries pickpocketed from behind by Reyes. They'll trade turnovers. Long pass up ahead. Paddock underneath. Reverse lay-in is going to drop. Isaac Paddock with his first basket of the game. And 5 lead changes in the first 11 points of the contest. Parker driving again is going to be fouled by Reyes down the right side. That'll be 2 by Jael Reyes. And he may come out as Tanner Hager heads to the check-in stand. Dre Monroe and Hunter Houck will head in for the Wolverines. Draven, a 5'11 junior, just under 5 points per ball game. Hunter Houck, a 6-foot junior, averages 2 points, 2 rebounds. Had a huge 3 late in the stretch in that upset win over the Central Indians. He'll take the inbound. Pump fake, leans in. Body over the back is Paddock, will be the foul. And it will send Draven Monroe to the free throw line for the Wolverines. Good move by Dre. Paddock will get his first. Dre Monroe to the line. 4:32 left in quarter number 1 on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. First free throw is on the way and is no good. First free throws of the game for the Wolverines, who are 57% from the line. Draven has hit 10 of 26. Need to knock this one down, help raise that average. Gabrielson has come out, as has Vincent. Second free throw, good by Monroe. Tied for the first time since zeros. It's 6-6, 4.5 left. Again, I talked about that other big game going on today. Douglas and Cheyenne East, 2 top-ranked teams in their divisions playing across town. Cheyenne East girls beat the Douglas girls earlier. Rogers to Paddock. 15-foot line, lobs it down and out of bounds, trying to hit Heathman. 4 turnovers on the Mustangs as they'll turn it over in the back court. Man-to-man pressure, looking. Just need to get it into Parker's hands and let him dribble it across, and instead, DeVries throws it away at midcourt. Trying to find a different player as Rogers ends up with it. Left side, corner three ball on the way, misses everything. Ball goes to the ground, and it'll be a tie-up, and it's going to be Natrona basketball on the alternating possession. 6-6 our score, 3:54 left first quarter. Riverton and Natrona, non-conference, boys basketball. Paddock in the paint, scoots it out. Rogers for three, that's good. Left side arc triple by Colton Rogers. Wolverines break the timeline. DeVries all the way to the baseline. Can't get it to go for the and one, but he'll shoot two as DeVries takes it all the way. And the Mustang foul is whistled on Heathman, his first. Gabrielson and Vincent going to return to the lineup after this free throw by DeVries. 9-6 Mustangs after the three by Rogers. Free throw on the way, no good. But Riverton right now 1 of 3 from the arc. Paxton and Hutchison will sit. Rogan Potter has checked into the Mustang lineup. He's a 5'10 sophomore. Hauk, Monroe, DeVries, 3 juniors on the rebounding lines right now. Gabrielson and Vincent, 2 seniors out there. Derek gets the second. Cuts the lead to 2 at 9-7. Potter gives the ball back to Rogers. And the Mustangs, dressed in black, come to face the Wolverines' man-to-man defense. Gabrielson pokes that one out of bounds as they try to get it to Paddock. And it will stay Natrona basketball. Cade alertly knocking that ball out of bounds. Riverton 2 of 4 early. Natrona 3 of 7 early. Hauk on Potter. Potter baseline, getting free for 3 and knocking down the triple as Rogers is second for Colton Rogers. Cade got hung up on a pick. That good offensive execution that time. Hauk scoots it back to Gabrielson right side. Potter on him. Spins into the paint, back up top to Monroe. Inside of 3 left to play in the first quarter. Vincent fakes out to Gabrielson and takes it to the rack and scores. Good fake on the dish by Jason. Long, quick pass up ahead to Heathman. And Natrona setting back up on offense. We'll maybe have to save that replay for a moment as we quickly was back on the other end of the floor. Hagar. Baseline, Heathman, 17-footer. That's good. Gibson Heathman has 6. And the Mustang lead is 5. DeVries will walk it to the midcourt circle. D'd up by Colton Rogers. Getting a pick at the top. Spins, leans in, right hand, score it. Nice job, DeVries. 6 points in the first quarter. Derek DeVries cuts the lead to 3. 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. Potter gives the ball to Gifford. Hager throwing it down low and might have been a foul, but a second attempt Heathman. Third attempt Hager. Saving it is Hauk, but it is. It is a Wolverine basketball. How about that? Heathman and Hager both had opportunities, and neither can get it to go. Paddock and Heathman will come out, so Natrona gets a lot smaller with 1:43 left to play. Height-wise, as Reyes has come back into the ball game. Parker Paxton back in for the Wolverines. Hutchison, Vincent, Hauk, and Gabrielson. Kate thought about a 3 over Potter, does not. Back up to Parker. Parker rises 15, left side elbow, and he nails it, drills it, whichever adjective you wanted me to mispronounce right there. That's how it went down. He's got 4, and it's 15-13. Pump fake. Rogan Potter scoots it back out to Gifford. Wolverines look like they've switched into a 1-3-1. 3 misses that time as Gabrielson closed out. Parker Paxton, the rebound. Wolverines a chance. I have it 14-13. Lead says 50. Scoreboard says 15-13. Paxton baseline triple. Misses. And the rebound taken away by Hager. Thomas doesn't know who to believe now because we're not sure. Cade knocks that one out of bounds. Good long arms by Gabrielson. Unless the Heathman shot down in that corner was a three, but I thought he was well inside the three-point line. I have it 14-13 Natrona. The scoreboard here in the gym reads 15-13, so let's stay with that, Thomas. Let's go 15-13 just because that's what they have here. And like I said, I'm usually never wrong, as we showed yesterday, but sometimes that may happen. Hutchison battling with Paddock is going to get called for a foul. It'll be number 2 on Nathan. They battle at the high part of the arc. And checking back in is Gibson Heathman. I'll tell you the other part that has me thinking that the score might be correct is neither assistant coaches are at the board. Checking that out like they were yesterday to help reinforce my thoughts of if in fact the score was correct. 15-13 Mustangs. Reyes has Paxton on him. 30 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Lob up top to Hager. 20 seconds left. Gave up his dribble. Still looking for someone. Wolverines playing a pretty aggressive defense. Gifford with it near the midcourt circle with 10 seconds left. Gets a pick from Reyes. Penetrates. Finds Rogers again in the corner. His three does not go. Paxton the rebound. And that's how the first quarter is going to come to an end. Parker with his second rebound. At the end of one, Natrona 15, Riverton 13. Back in a minute for the second quarter on the County 10 Sports Network.
Therapy Group has been a proud supporter of Wyoming athletics for more than 25 years, providing highly trained clinicians to treat athletes in the clinic and on the field. Fremont values commitment to professionalism, expertise, and community. With specialized training and one-on-one service, they get you back to doing what you love. Whether you need rehab for an injury from a sports certified specialist, or you need to get therapy from their certified hand therapist in Fremont County, with 6 locations in western Wyoming, they provide aquatic therapy, dry needling, and women's health therapy. Find out more about Fremont Therapy Group or schedule an appointment. Go to Fremont Therapy Group.
Your home for Wolverine basketball all season long. 105.1 Jack FM and on the County 10 YouTube stream.
15-13 Natrona leading after one. Riverton having the basketball to begin the second quarter. Monroe, Vincent, Paxton, DeVries, and Gabrielson. It's Reyes. Also, Rogers, Gifford. Got a new one in there, and Connor White, and also Gibson Heathman. Natrona dressed in black, the Wolverines in white. Riverton 5 of 8 in the first quarter. Natrona 5 of 13. They got 5 more shots off than did Riverton. Gabrielson gets free for 3 at the top. Missed it. And White, the rebound. He'll lose it. Monroe gets it and is fouled. Nice job by Dre Monroe to steal that basketball away. Long arm spins it, goes underneath, gets climbed on the back. And he'll go to the free throw line now. Dre missed, he made 1 of 2 just a few moments ago. Connor White listed at 6'5", by the way. He and Paddock each listed at 6'5", and Dre airballs the first one. It's day 3 of a tournament. Your legs are tired, Dre. Get your legs into that. You'll be all right. 5 lead changes, 1 tie. Second one, that's how you do it. 2 out of 4 for Dre Monroe. He cuts the lead in half, 15-14 on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. Nearing 5 o'clock, Gabrielson hounding Rogers as he brings it across the timeline. Rogers going to drive the lane. Scoop right. Missed it. A lot of different Wolverines in the neighborhood, and when in doubt, you give it to Vincent. That is exactly what they do. And that's just been, I've been watching Jason Vincent play for around 8 or 9 years now, and it just seems like when there's a foul and you're not sure who it's on, it's going to end up being on Jason, and that is just not a knock on Jason whatsoever. It just seems to be how it goes, and he's a good aggressive player in there as well. Second free throw, Rogers good. Back to a 3-point Natrona lead. We expected a battle out of these two teams here today, and that's exactly what we've gotten so far. DeVries scoop with a left hand. He kind of twisted Gifford inside out, who gets the foul as you watch the replay coming here. A spin move, pump fake, scoop, and he gets the foul. And DeVries to the free throw line. Derek 1 for 2 today. Now 2 for 3. And it's been 3 different shooting backdrops that you've seen here today, this weekend. Do you see a very big no backdrop with the bleachers behind at Central? A close backdrop by South yesterday as 5 new Mustangs are going to check into the ball game. Hunter Houck's going to return for the Wolverines. Monroe is going to leave. Derek got the second free throw. And then this one is kind of in between. It's probably, 15 foot to the free throw line. Is probably at least maybe 15 feet to the wall for depth perception. Shooting behind the backboard here at this historic venue, built in 1950. I think my good friend Lars Flanagan was a junior that year when they did that. Lars, if you finally got your stream going, appreciate you tuning into the broadcast. D'Angelo DiPaolo into the game. There's a 3 on the right side. That misses. Parker's going to run down the rebound. As that 3 was by Brian Salazar. Parker in trouble, but he got rid of it. Wolverines have numbers. Hagar, Brody Dale is into the game, by the way. Hagar, looked like he fouled Vincent, looks around, puts it off glass. Contact, nothing called. Wolverine coaching staff up in arms over that one, and it's just taken away. Gabrielson working on Hagar, almost gets the steal. Twice, Potter ends up with it. Minute and a half gone by here in the second quarter of basketball. Wyoming Indian trailing Lovell 18-12 at half as the Lady Chiefs taking on the 3A Bulldogs. Nevin Coleman loses the handle. Vincent picks it up, throws it out of the pack. Saving it is Dale. He saves it off of Potter. Are they going to say he was out? Which way are they going to go with the basketball? They're going to give it back to Natrona. I thought that was a very heads-up move by Brody Dale to knock that ball off of Potter. And he says, no, he was out of bounds when he did it. So Natrona keeps possession with 5:59 left. Coach Flanagan has texted and said he got his first technical in this gym as a coach here at Story Gymnasium. I think there's a good chance, though. It's a foul. You got to call a foul on Cade as he had tied up Rogan Potter, and Cade will pick up his first. You can see the disbelief on his face here as you watch the replay as well. He just tied him up. And, yeah, disbelief on the face of number 5. He will check out of the ball game, Will Cade and Will Houck, as Monroe is back in. DeVries back in. 5:40 left in the first half. Remember, after a game here once, Riverton had knocked that one in the backcourt. Hager goes and gets it. Riverton was in the middle of their big football run, and they lost a game here. In one of the interviews was, well, we're a football town instead of talking about basketball. Coleman throws it away, threw it right into the hands of Brody Dale, and then Brody's fouled. Oh, then Brody's going to be called for the offensive foul. Bo Sheets can't believe it. I'm going to watch the replay on this one as they call Brody Dale for an offensive foul here. Coleman just threw it away. Let's stay with it for a second. Oh, yeah, we missed it. That's the wrong one. That is unfortunate for the Wolverines right there. And now maybe sometimes little things like that will spark a team on as Paddock runs past Monroe, flies in for 6. Missed it. Vincent will go get the rebound. Jason across the timeline finds Parker, and he travels with the basketball. 6 turnovers on the Mustangs, 5 turnovers on the Wolverines. And as a player, you got to battle through adversity, and adversity usually will come in the form of black and white stripes as well, and you got to adjust to it for sure as Brian Salazar is into the game. And Coach Sheets said you'll see everybody on the Mustangs that suits up on the court today, and I think we will. There's a travel paid back by Rogan Potter, and a 7th turnover by the Mustangs. Reyes, Rogers, Heathman, and Gifford back in for the Mustangs, dressed in black. Staying out there will be Paddock. Gabrielson back in with Paxton, Vincent, DeVries, and Hauk. Draven comes off. It's man-to-man. Derek's just going to take it, run it into the front court on Gifford. Hands it back off to Hauk. Hunter, right side. Gabrielson in the deep corner. Back to Paxton. Parker loses the handle, gathers, rises, fires. Missed it. And Heathman the rebound. Driving Rogers, floating 6 is good. Colton Rogers has 10 for the Mustangs, and it's 19-16. And if you're not watching the scoreboard, you'd think Riverton is down by more than they are. They're only down by 3 at this point right now. DeVries left side, missed it off to the other side. Heathman the rebound. Natrona back on the attack. Wolverines 5 of 12 from the field, 42%. Poked in the air by DeVries, gathered back in by Paddock. He bumps into Hauk, bodies his way in. Nothing called, he missed it. Vincent comes up with a rebound. They're letting him play. I know people hate it when you hear an announcer say, well, they're letting him play, but they're letting him play physical. I guess let's put that addendum on to that one. Gabrielson in the corner, pump fake to throw, runs up, pump fakes again. Not sure what I'm going to have to do to get that kid to shoot the basketball, as he had a couple of good looks there. Parker, left side, floats in. That one misses. Wolverines empty their last 4 possessions down the court. Rogers with 3 minutes left in the first half. It's 19-16 Natrona. It's been a blistering 4-3. Oh, Jason Vincent injured or something as he sprints off the court. They'll stop play. I'm not sure what exactly happened. We don't have a replay to show perhaps what happened, but Jason, as soon as play stopped, has sprinted to the locker room. And they'll stop play with 2:58 left. Talked about the Fremont County ties in this ball game for Natrona. You see, of course, Hagar. His granddad is Gary Glenn, who coached RHS football for a stint. Pat Sissons coached at Lander Valley High School for a while. Adrian McNamee on that Natrona bench, coached at Riverton High School as the head volleyball coach for a long time. So a lot of Fremont County ties on that Natrona bench. Kay Burleson runs past an intimidating pick. Rogers drops one from 15. Rogers has 12. He averages 10, just over 10, and he's already got 12. As DeVries runs past everybody, laid off glass and in. DeVries' game reminds you of Noah Reynolds of the Wyoming Cowboys as the Mustangs almost throw it away. Cade was in the backcourt applying some pressure, can't get there. 21-18, DeVries, pretty good slasher. He's got 10. Back to Rogers. Cade on him defensively. Slapped him in the face. He'll get the foul. Was reaching for the basketball. Cade will get his second. That's going to put Natrona at the line for the one in the bonus with Colton Rogers to shoot. Rogers 6 of 12 coming in on the weekend from the line. Averages 2 steals a game. He's 50% shooter. Cade will pick up his second personal foul. Again, we're missing Ty Sheets. Free throw no good by Rogers. Rebound by Gabrielson. Cade has it. Bounces one to Monroe. Leans in. Can't get it to go, but he's fouled. And it's going to be whistled on Paddock. That'll be number 2 on Paddock. Cade looking for the dish. Nice bounce pass through traffic. And Paddock might have been straight up. Might have had a case, as both he and his father, the head coach of the Mustangs, talking. Vincent is back out of the locker room. He's at the end of the Wolverine bench. Already missing Ty Sheets, who dislocated his thumb on Thursday. And the first free throw by Monroe is no good. His MO, though, is miss the first, make the second. So see if he can do just that. So Wolverine bench maybe getting even in a little bit shorter without Sheets, and now perhaps without Vincent. We'll check his status. Dre, true to form, stays in there as Connor White is going to check in for Paddock, who has 2 fouls. 21-19. And again, if you're not watching the scoreboard on this, you feel like Riverton is down by a lot more. Time of possession, again, is a lot on one end to a little on the other end in favor of Natrona. Douglas leading Cheyenne East 23-21 at halftime. Well, there have been some wild scores across 4A and 3A boys basketball. That one right there, I thought East would have little trouble with Douglas, and right now it's 23-21. But as we saw in the girls' game here, there's a lot of basketball to be played in the second half of that contest. 95 seconds left to play here in the first half. Reyes, high post, White turns to the basketball, shovels it over to Rogers. Rogers gets a pick. He'll dump it down. Poked out of there by Monroe. Gabrielson and DeVries run into each other, but Derek ends up with a basketball. Derek, long 3 on the way. Back of the iron. Monroe sailed in. Can't get the rebound. And instead, it's pulled out by Gifford, and the Mustangs back the other direction. Bounce. Reyes dribbles, penetrates, throws it away. Not sure what flew out of there. It looked like a mouth guard or something just flew out of that melee. I was going to miss it. This just was before that, unfortunately, but somebody got hit in the mouth. Maybe just some spit goes sailing across there, but something went. They're going to stay with Natrona basketball. Reyes takes the inbound. Brody Dale is checked into the ball game. 50 seconds left. It's a 2-point game. Lob to White. White knocked out of there by Hauk. It's going to go off of Dre Monroe. Wolverines lobbying that it was their basketball, but I think that one came off of Draven. 45 seconds left. Natrona basketball. Lob to Rogers. Parker on him now defensively with Gabrielson on the bench. Reyes working on Dale. Penetrates, stop, 10-footer on the way. Good closeout by Brody. Good box out by Monroe, and DeVries ends up with the rebound. Brody, I think, maybe got away with a foul on that one in the middle of the paint. DeVries dangerously close to that mid-court stripe. Hands it back to Parker with 18 seconds left. Reyes comes up, slaps him in the face. Didn't get called on that one as the referee didn't see it. 10 seconds. Tie, lead, or down by 2. Hauk on the baseline. Puts it up and in with 3 seconds left. We'll watch the replay on that after this. And a foul on Brody Dale in the backcourt on Rogers. Let's watch the replay real quick of the last play by, well, there's the foul that they're going to call on Brody Dale. Right there, that's the replay where they got it, and Rogers will get to go shoot free throws. Here's the play as Hauk gets it and muscles it up and banks it off the glass. They're going to make the Wolverines stay out on the court. Coach Sheets not excited with the coaching staff, and now our camera angles have went haywire on us. Rogers going to go shoot 3 free throws. Coach Sheets talking with the officials. It has not gone his way. Rogers misses the first. That'll get a cheer out of the Wolverines. That's all they'll give him is 1 free throw? Oh, they'll say it wasn't on the shot, which is even more ridiculous. They'll say that was a 1-on-1, that he was fouled on the floor. Wow, the Twilight Zone gets twilightier here at Story Gym. It's halftime. We're tied at 21. Boy, that is, I just can't even explain the levels of shaking my head at the end of that. 21 apiece at halftime. We'll be back after this timeout. This is the Wolverines and the Mustangs from Story Gym in the James Johnson Basketball Showcase from Cheyenne.
Therapy Group has been a proud supporter of Wyoming athletics for more than 25 years, providing highly trained clinicians to treat athletes in the clinic and on the field. Fremont values commitment to professionalism, expertise, and community. With specialized training and one-on-one service, they get you back to doing what you love. Whether you need rehab for an injury from a sports certified specialist, or you need to get therapy from their certified hand therapist in Fremont County, with 6 locations in western Wyoming, they provide aquatic therapy, dry needling, and women's health therapy. Find out more about Fremont Therapy Group or schedule an appointment. Go to fremonttherapygroup.com.
We are back to Story Gymnasium. The Riverton Wolverines and the Natrona Mustangs dead even at 21 apiece. Riverton led, actually Natrona led 15-13 at the end of one. Riverton outscores the Mustangs in a very weird second quarter, 8-6. Kind of crazy to, it just was a wild, weird finish as calls, no calls, and I thought that Rogers was shooting from, it was the buzzer beater. He had to have been shooting from three-quarter court when they said that Brody fouled him, and they said it was on the ground, so he only got one. He missed it, and that's where we stand, 21 apiece. So I guess if you're a Wolverine fan, you're all about that. You're okay with that, but it's just, like I said, Twilight Zone getting twilightier, so it's just a wild one at 21 apiece. Derek DeVries has 10 to lead the Wolverines as Parker Paxton has been held to 4 in the first half. Draven Monroe, 3 of 6 from the stripe, has 3 points. 2 points Jason Vincent and 2 points Hunter Hauk in the contest. That's the scoring for the Wolverines for their 21. Colton Rogers has a couple of threes, a couple of free throws, and a couple of field goals, and he has 12 points to lead the way. Gibson Heathman has 6, 2 points Isaac Paddock, and 1 point Tanner Hagar. That is the scoring for the Mustangs as we are at the intermission tied at 21 apiece. So again, the Wolverines playing a little bit shorthanded. Ty Sheets landed on an official's shoe with his hand in a JV game on Thursday at Cheyenne Central. He ended up going down on the baseline, and as he was reaching back, his thumb hits the referee's shoe, dislocates his thumb on his left hand, and he did not play any of the varsity game on Thursday nor the varsity game yesterday, will not play either today. And then Jason Vincent ran out of the building a little while ago, and we'll check his condition and see how Jason is doing as we are at the break at the moment right now. 21 apiece, Riverton and Natrona. We'll come back, take a look at some shooting percentages and more. This is Wolverine basketball from 105.1 Jack FM in County 10.
Xander's One Stop of Lander wishes the best of luck to all student athletes and sports teams throughout Fremont County. Xander's One Stop has it all: clean gas, ethanol-free fuel, diesel, a variety of household and automotive needs. Stop in for the very best in snacks, lunch, dinner, and much more. Plus, the best liquor selection. And now lottery tickets for the Cowboy Draw, Mega Millions, Powerball, and Lucky for Life. It's all here at Xander's One Stop, 730 East Main, Lander.
Tyler Watson State Farm in Riverton is a proud supporter of Wolverine Athletics. We want to ensure you are in good hands with the variety of policies we offer, including auto, home, life, and financial services. Keep it local with State Farm today by stopping into 618 East Washington Avenue or calling 856-4118 to discuss insuring all of your needs. Or you can visit insuringriverton.com. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Tab 535 East.
Welcome back as we are looking at a signing right now. That is Nathan Hutchison over the holiday break as Nathan signing his national letter of intent with the McCook Indians baseball team out of McCook, Nebraska. And he will play with Blake Dale, former Wolverine, who is also at McCook. Wish the best of luck to them. Thanks to Stephanie Hutchison for providing the video on that, and best of luck to Nathan, and congratulations. He'll still have a Legion baseball career to go this summer as well. Got a second half of basketball to play first. 21 apiece, Natrona and Riverton. Riverton 7 of 16 in the first half, 44%, 1 of 5 from the arc. They did hit 6 of 10 free throws to help stay in it, as Natrona shot 3 more times, 7 of 19, so they both hit the same amount of shots. Natrona 3 of 8 from the three-point line, 4 of 7 from the free throw line is where this is at. Natrona led 15-13 after 1, and it was Riverton that outscored Natrona 8-6 in the second. So dead even as we go to the second half. A lot of the JV players out there trying their best Paisley Jackson impression right now, chucking balls up from half court, as we saw Paisley hit one from half court to end the third quarter of their game. Natrona came back to beat Riverton 62-34. Riverton had a 23-19 lead at half, and Natrona outscores the Lady Wolverines 43-11 in the second half to win it 62-34. And the ladies bus, after a long weekend of 9 games and 2 nights in a motel, the RHS ladies are on their way back to Riverton right now, so we do not have Travis McIntosh joining us at the half, but we will talk to him pregame again Thursday when he takes on what should be the number 1 ranked East Thunderbirds on Thursday night back down here in Cheyenne. And we'll take one more break, but before we get there, I was going to go off on this. I was really kind of questioning the schedule down here, and you know, my opinion, what everybody can do with, most people do with that is discard it. But instead of playing Wheatland yesterday, I thought Riverton would have played Cheyenne East, because East played Natrona. Well, they're conference opponents. They're going to play each other 2 times more. So, and then I was told, well, that's because Riverton's coming down to play East next week. Yes, well, we wouldn't need to come down to play East next week if we had played East in the tournament. But again, I guess take what I say with a grain of salt. And got, like I said, mention my name at a restaurant might get you a cup of coffee, but it might get you, somebody's finger stuck in that cup of coffee as well. 21 apiece at the intermission. Back for the second half. It will be Mustang basketball when we return on the County 10 Sports Network.
Therapy Group has been a proud supporter of Wyoming athletics for more than 25 years, providing highly trained clinicians to treat athletes in the clinic and on the field. Fremont values commitment to professionalism, expertise, and community. With specialized training and one-on-one service, they get you back to doing what you love. Whether you need rehab for an injury from a sports certified specialist, or you need to get therapy from their certified hand therapist in Fremont County, with 6 locations in western Wyoming, they provide a
keeping you connected with Wolverine basketball. We are the County 10 Sports Network.
Your exclusive home to Wolverine basketball the past 3 days is County 10 and the County 10 Sports Network and 105.1 Jack FM. Appreciate you tuning in on the broadcast, and hopefully the Natrona fans, you had gotten the message. We had Adrian McNamee hopefully posting some social media so Mustang fans can watch their teams as their ladies won earlier. The guys embroiled in one with the Wolverines right now at 21 apiece. Also a big thanks to Thomas Dent III, who has had to put up with my shenanigans all season long and has done so on the weekends as well. And he does a great job as my technical director. Garrett Deary lives here in Cheyenne, attends CWC. Appreciate him spending his holiday break with some games. Also Jason Peterson with us as well. And I'd have to thank Lori. That's probably my first and foremost thank right there is, coaches' wives put up with a lot. Broadcasters' wives put up with a lot. I've nicknamed her the Pack Mule because she has helped carry more equipment than most people should. And a big thanks to Lori for doing that. Will Hill, County 10 for the vision, putting this together, and Wyatt Barichka back at radio control as well. Thanks to him and everything he does for us, the voice of the Tigers, when they resume here soon. Gabrielson, DeVries, Paxton, Hutchison, and Vincent. That's good news seeing Jason back out there after he ran off the court earlier. It's Rogers, Gifford, Reyes, Heathman, and Paddock. The 5 dressed in black. Back door, Paddock underneath, gets his body in there, misses it. And Heathman, though, the rebound, puts it back up and in. Gibson Heathman has 8. Full court pressure, half court. Vincent, cross court, Gabrielson. Thought about a 3. Instead goes baseline, shut off there. Hands it back out to DeVries. 23-21 Mustangs. DeVries has 10. Parker right now at 4. Parker under his average, averaging 19 a game. Jason bounce it to DeVries. Nice lay-in. How about that pass? Almost looked like he fell down kind of as he was going there, but he just made a nice head fake, and DeVries with the easy lay-in. Great job. Great camera work. Driving, missing. Paxton the rebound. Wolverines, long pass quickly up ahead. Hutch. He'll rise for 14. Left it short. Paddock will get the rebound. Wolverines with a chance at a lead. We've had 5 lead changes, 3 ties in this one. This is the 3rd tie here at 23 apiece. A minute and change gone by. 5 count is on. Just got rid of it in time, did Gifford. Gabrielson and Dale back pass. Knocked away by Cade. He's going to let it go. It's going to stay with the Mustangs. He probably should have just given it a shot and hucked it back in and see if they'd have let it go, because it was going to be out on him anyway, as he came from help side defense to knock that one away. Lob blocked out of there by Vincent. 9 turnovers on the Mustangs. Paxton trying to get on track, and Reyes on him defensively. DeVries, corner. Hutch, between the legs dribble. Back up top, Jason Vincent. Triple, got it. Wolverines back on top. 6th lead change of the contest. The 4th three-pointer of the weekend for Jason Vincent. 3 yesterday, 1 today. Rogers going to go 4 low sometimes. This one, he'll take it himself. It's partially blocked by DeVries, but Rogers got it to go. They'll just let him go one-on-one. They'll go 4 low and let him work. And he gets it back to within 1. Paxton driving through traffic. Floats for 12. Misses it. Paddock clears house for the Mustangs. Paddock with 4 rebounds. Natrona out-rebounding Riverton 16-10. I did not give that stat at half. Rogers back out to Gifford. Gifford spins, floats one up, no good, and Paddock got a lot of arm of Vincent. I'm going to say it stays Natrona basketball. Jason had a pretty good beat on the rebound there, as Dre Monroe is going to check into the contest. Jason Vincent's going to come out. 5:21 left to play in the 3rd. I wonder if it's just an upset tummy for him, and he's okay, hopefully. Lob it up to Rogers. Gets a pick from Heathman. Good switch by Monroe. Paddock spins, pump fake, back out top. Takes it into the paint, does Rogers, and he's going to be fouled from behind. Cade's going to get his 3rd personal foul. He's had his hands full with Rogers. Rogers has 14 on the Wolverines. Cade will pick up his 3rd personal foul. He's not excited about that one, and I'm going to see him probably exit stage right. Hutchison out. Hauk is in. Here comes Eli Lucas in for Cade with his 3rd personal foul. Eli, 5'11 junior. I mentioned good to see him back after he missed the Flaming Gorge. DeVries saves it as he knocked it away. And a timeout call by Hunter Hauk to save the possession as DeVries tapped it away and knocked it away. Lady Chiefs down to level right now as they enter the 4th. 29-20. Low-scoring game. Alita Moss and the Lady Chiefs taking on Chris Edwards and the Lovell Lady Bulldogs. We are 26-25 Riverton. Thanks to Porter Supply Company sponsoring our broadcast, reminding you to keep your wood, gas, and pellet stove in optimum condition for the cold season. Everything you need from new installs to supplies and accessories to stay warm. Online at portersmvs.com. And Tyler Watson, State Farm agent, a proud supporter of Riverton Athletics. State Farm reminding you not to forget old memories and protect your future as well. Stop in and see Tyler and his staff, 618 East Washington Avenue, online at insuringriverton.com. I'm John Gabrielson alongside Thomas Dent III, Garrett Deary, Jason Peterson. At the mezzanine level of the 4,000-seat venue that is historic Story Gymnasium. Parker takes it in the backcourt. It's man-to-man pressure, and he'll take it down the court on Reyes. Finds Hauk. Hauk will dribble in. He'll put it up. Partially rejected by Paddock and taken away. Great move by Paddock. He challenged him, and he took it away from him. Rogers for three. Front of the iron. Skims out of bounds. It'll go Wolverine basketball. Good closeout, Hunter Hauk. On the missed three ball. Hauk will trigger it inbound against full court pressure. 26-25. Riverton averages 62 a game. I don't think we're going to get there. Natrona averages 49. We might not even get there in this one here today. Cross court, Paxton, wide open three. Knock it down. Paxton's first triple of the game. And the Wolverines with the biggest lead they've had all night of 4. Rogers throws off Parker Paxton with a right-hand shiver. That's going to be a turnover, and that is a first personal fouls. We'll watch this play coming down. Reyes gives the ball, and then, boom, right there you see Parker get sailed out of the equation as he takes the charge and the turnover on the Mustangs. 29-25, Wolverines by 4. Paxton with his first triple. He scored bunch this weekend, 24 and 20. DeVries in traffic, moves one way, leans the other, and gets it knocked out of his hands by Heathman. They say he was shooting. I think he was going to pass to Parker, but they'll let him shoot nonetheless as Heathman gets the call. Derek will go to the line. We'll watch. Nope, not going to get a watch. Or did we already watch the replay? Or what happened? I saw the bright light, and Derek gets the free throw. Wow. That one hung on the rim and spun around for a while. Here's Derek moving through, and it looked like right at the last second he was going to dish. Actually, maybe not. I think the way he got it knocked out was, in fact, shooting. So he'll go to the line and get both. Oh, nope, lane violation. They'll wave it off. Said that Derek was over the line. 13 for DeVries. 5-point lead for Riverton. 6 lead changes, 3 ties. Biggest lead of the game by either team has been 5, and each team has had a 5-point lead. Vincent making Gifford go right hand. Left side Paddock. Hutchison on him defensively. Runs around Vincent. Referee lets the contact go, and Paddock scores despite the contact. Nice move by Isaac Paddock. 30-27. Wolverines by 3 in the basketball. Parker stops for 12 in the paint. Drill it. Parker Paxton on a short little jumper. Back the other way come the Mustangs. 3:27 left. Driving, Rogers. Thought maybe he traveled with it anyway, but he throws it away. Wolverines get it back. DeVries looks right, goes left, takes it to the rack, missed it. Rogers the rebound, and a foul. Oh, a jump ball. Wolverines will get it. They'll flip the arrow on Rogers. Good job in the backcourt as Hunter Hauk ties his shoe. DeVries went down the right side. Rogers grabs the rebound, and Hunter Hauk tied him up quickly. I might agree with Rogers. He might have said, hey, that's a pretty quick whistle on that hold. We saw that in the girls' game, and I called that once as well. Parker takes the inbound, lights up a 3, misses it. Gifford snares the Mustang rebound. Wolverines by 5, 32-27, 3 minutes left to play in the third quarter on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. Knifing through players, ball goes to the ground, picked up by Paxton. Parker, 1-on-3, goes to the rack and scores it. And a timeout for injury as there's a Mustang down on the other end of the court. Boy, Parker attacks basically one on everybody else that was left on the court right there. Knifes through, scores it. And we've got an injured player, and it looks like his back for Gifford, who is underneath the hoop down there being attended to by Coach Paddock. He is up and walking to the bench, so that is good news. holding his lower back. And again, I'm just telling you what we know, and I'm not going to speculate on injury or anything like that for that kid, but hopefully he's okay out of all that. Tanner Hagar is going to check into the ball game. Biggest lead of the night for the Wolverines. It's 34-27. With 2:49 left to play in the third, Wolverines have outscored the Mustangs 13-6 here in the third quarter of basketball. 2:40 left in this third quarter. Rogers, D'd up by DeVries. Looks to Hagar, tries a pick, poked out of there quickly by Hutchison, gathered back in, but then thrown away. DeVries ends up with it. He'll go to the rack. He's got it blocked from behind by Hager. Rogers can't hold the rebound, and it'll be Wolverine basketball. Great follow by Tanner Hagar. Tanner, a 6'2 junior, following that play. There's a good steal, and he just knocked that one away cleanly, and then Rogers can't hold it as he got in a scrum with Hutchison. Hager comes out quickly. Rogan Potter back into the ball game for Natrona. Hutch to Paxton. Parker had 4 at half. He's got 13 for the game as he knifes in, and he banks that off the glass. He's got 9 in the half. And he puts the Wolverines up now by 9, their largest lead. Third quarter has been the quarter of the Wolverines. Have I talked about that in the last couple of games? And so far, a 15-6 third quarter on the Mustangs. Underneath, Paddock was open. Good quick hands by Draven to knock it out of there. Hunter Hauk returns for Vincent. Gabrielson's been on the bench a while with 3 personals. Lob it up to Rogers. Now Paddock. Hutchison on him defensively, giving up some inches. To Reyes, has Paxton on him defensively. Heathman, pump fake, got Draven in the air, takes it down the lane. Finger roll is good by Gibson Heathman. He's in double figures now at 10. Rogers has 14 for the Wolverines. DeVries has 13. Paxton has 13. 90 seconds left. DeVries tries to bank a 3 and can't. He lost the handle on the way up, it looked like. Paddock ends up with a basketball. Natrona trying to cut into a 7-point deficit. Cade will check in. Next stop in play. Reyes to Potter, 15-foot line. Shut off there by Monroe. Cross it over to Rogers. Colton through the lane. Pump fake, got a man in the air, knocks it in. Nice job, Colton Rogers. He's got 16 with 1:05 left. 4-0 run by the Mustangs, have them within 5. Riverton led by 9 just a bit ago. Parker hands it back out to Hutchison. Between the leg dribble twice, 3 times. Takes off down the lane. Almost got it to go. And a foul is going to be whistled on Hauk. On Heathman. Hunter will get his first personal foul. Watching the replay there. DeVries will check out with 48 seconds left. Give him a little extra breather heading into the final 8 minutes. It's 15-10 in the quarter. Riverton had him at 15-6, but 4 straight by the Mustangs have them within 5 now at 36-31. Less than a minute left. Third quarter. Baseline Potter rises for 12 on the right side, and it rattles in. 6-0 run by the Mustangs. Have them within a long bucket of 3. Gabrielson backcourt with Rogers. Takes it left side. Hands it back to Paxton. Parker knifing through. Scoop with a left hand. He'll go sailing through on his back. Nothing called. Here come the Mustangs. Back the other way. Reyes throws it outside. Rogers wide open. Triple ties the ball game with 10 seconds left. Parker at half court bounces it to Monroe. Gets a 3 away at the buzzer. That's no good. Cade with a rebound, but it wouldn't have counted anyway. The Mustangs, with a 9-0 run to end the quarter, tie the game at 36. 15-15 we go in the third. We'll go to the fourth, tied at 36. Fourth tie of the game with 6 lead changes. Back for the final 8 minutes. This is Wolverine basketball on County 10 and 105.1 Jack FM.
keeping you connected with Wolverine basketball. We are the County 10 Sports Network.
Game was at a 9-point lead for the Wolverines at one point at 36-27 after the Parker Paxton 2-point bucket, but then Heathman, Rogers, Potter, Rogers scored 9 straight for the Mustangs, who have the basketball as we begin the final quarter of the ball game. Rogers guarded by DeVries. Gabrielson back out there. Paddock, pump fake over Paxton. Contact. Paddock gets the bucket. He's got 6. And that is our 7th lead change of the contest. An 11-0 run stretching over the last 2.5-3 minutes by the Mustangs. Have them with a 2-point lead. Vincent in the paint. Got it to go, and he's fouled. Nice job by Vinny. Foul is on Heathman, his 3rd. Just the 3rd foul whistled on Natrona. Riverton has only been whistled twice on fouls. Each team with almost all of their timeouts left as Vincent knocks it down. I think Hunter Houck calling the one in the corner is the only one of the game. Natrona with all of their timeouts. Riverton has 4. We could look at a long last 7:20 of this ball game. Rogers gets free from DeVries and drills it. Nice quick little step back on that play. And he just sticks it Derek's eye, unfortunately. Paxton across the timeline. Hutchison for 3. That's good. Big shot, Nathan Hutchison. That answers and puts the lead back in the Wolverines' hands. 10 lead changes, 5 ties in a 42-41 Wolverine lead on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. Rogers again. Heathman down low to Paddock. Paddock, he is going to be fouled on the ground, and I think that's a concentrated effort by Coach Paddock to get the ball down low to his big fella. DeVries gets his first. Draven Monroe is going to check in. Hutchison will come out. Big three-pointer just a moment ago by Hutch. Cade's messing with Paddock out there, tapping him on the chest and grinning the whole time he's doing it. Little gamesmanship. Paddock ends up with it. Monroe on him. Back out. Rogers, long 3 on the way. That one misses. Vincent's going to let the ball run out of bounds, and it'll be Wolverine basketball on the team rebound. Natrona has out-rebounded Riverton 23-14, which you might expect looking at the size of the players out there. But they have out-turned it over. I have Riverton at 5 turnovers in this ball game to 14 turnovers by the Mustangs. Riverton shooting 45%. Natrona shooting 47%. Cade right side. Pump fake, drives 15-foot line, gives it back out to Vincent. Jason in traffic, hands it back to Monroe. He'll pump fake, drive in on Paddock, leans in, banks it, misses it. DeVries ends up with it, and he scores it. .15 for Derek DeVries, and Riverton back in front by 3, 44-41. Rogers missed that 3 a moment ago. Potter for 3, that's good. That ties us up for a 6th time. Boy, Potter really didn't even catch that cleanly and let it fly. Paxton gets a pick, pump fakes a 16-footer. Instead, Jason trying to run in on Rogers, leans in, high glass, missed it. Jason gets his own rebound. And we'll get a timeout called by Bo Sheets. Again, I mentioned we could see a lot of timeouts in the last 7 minutes of the game. And we're at the 5:14 mark right now. And we'll give a good thanks again to Gamble's, Main Street, downtown Lander. Shane, the owner of Gamble's, has a ton of furniture and appliances just waiting for you. Remember that delivery is always free within 30 miles of the store. That includes all of Riverton. LanderGambles.com. I would not have seen this one coming in this score. Top-ranked 3A Douglas leading top-ranked 4A Cheyenne East 43-36 with 6 minutes left to play. A low-scoring game, and Douglas leads by 7 in that contest. Looking in on the Natrona huddle, there's a glass balcony that runs through the upper deck of this historic gymnasium. It's been on the National Register of Historic Landmarks since 2005. And again, it was the Cheyenne School, and then East came into existence in the middle 60s. And then Central and East both kind of played their games here. Now all 3 schools in Cheyenne have their own gymnasiums, but the motif, if you look at the walls, you see on the end zone, you've got the gold, the blue, and the red for each of the 3 schools in Cheyenne South, and a lot of photos, as they do still hold a lot of activities for each school here, big games, and they all play each other for conference play, so you don't want to give up that home field as DeVries takes it to the rack and scores it. They don't stop him right out of the timeout, and it's 46-40 Wolverines. 10 lead changes, 6 ties, and it's 46-44. This is about exactly kind of what I expected out of these 2 teams here today. 4 new Mustangs will check in on the next whistle. Rogers one-on-one with DeVries. Finds Heathman. Baseline, almost lost it. Reyes ends up with it. Puts it on a bounce, kicks it up top to Rogers. DeVries in his back pocket no matter where he's at. Throw it down low to Paddock. He will put it up over the top of Monroe. Can't get it. Monroe will get the rebound, and it's going to be Wolverine basketball. Big-time rebound, Dre Monroe. Great job battling in the trees down there. He had people all over him. He knew it. He pointed the Wolverines' way. And again, not a lot of fouls have been whistled. That foul is going to go on Paddock, though, his 3rd, just the 4th team foul of the second half. Riverton has only 3, and sometimes that plays in. When it's a close game, you need to foul to get one-on-ones, and right now with 4:28, neither team are really near that one in the bonus. As Connor White has come in, Reyes stays. Gifford is back in. That's good news after he left with a back injury just a little while ago. Also, Coleman is in the ball game, and the other one is Connor White. Jason in traffic, goes up top as Paxton is not in. Hauk from the baseline 3, misses badly, unfortunately, and the rebound by Hager. Long pass, Gifford underneath, reverse lay, no good. Hutch, the rebound. Wolverines back the other way. Gabrielson has it. Back out to Vincent. Under 4 minutes left to play. Now I don't see Parker Paxton anywhere on the Wolverine bench as Vincent muscles his way in and scores on the right side baseline. Nice job by Vin as he muscles it right down there over White. And a travel violation while we were in the replay on Coleman is going to turn it over. 15 turnovers on the Mustangs. And again, Parker now back in the game. Maybe he was sitting down in front of the check-in stand is why I didn't see him. I couldn't see him, and maybe the balcony railing plus the check-in stand hiding a player there. Jason's going to go past White again. White's going to foul him on the floor as Jason took it to the hole and scored it. But Connor White is going to pick up the foul. As Jason again looked left, made a good quick move, and White had his hand on him the entire time. They'll call it on the floor. So that's 5 on the Mustangs. First one on Connor White. Vincent rejected, stays Wolverine basketball. That was a good block out there that time as Jason went amongst the trees. Pump fake there on Coleman, and Connor White got all of that one. Rogers back in, and I think if you're Coach Paddock, that kid has got to be on the floor here in clutch time. He's got 22 points today, does Colton Rogers, the 5'10 junior. He's stroked the ball well. He has 4 triples, in fact. DeVries working on Gifford. 3 minutes left to play. Out to Parker. Baseline over White. 15-footer. Missed it. Hager comes down with the Natrona rebound. Tanner has 4 rebounds today for the Mustangs. Rogers, it's going to be hard to pick a player of the game. It's a good thing, double-edged sword there. You have to pick. Gabrielson's out on Rogers near the midcourt stripe. 2:39 left. Cade with 3 fouls. Rogers gives up the dribble. Good defense by Cade. Pump fake Gifford. Steps in. Lobs it down low to Connor White. He'll bank it in. Nice extra pass that time by Gifford to Connor White, who knocks it down and cuts the lead in half as we go to the timeout. 2:27 remaining. Here's the pass by Gifford. Pump fake. Got in the air. Hutchison had come out to help defense on him, and he found Connor White, and he lays it in. 48-46 Riverton. A little over 2.5 left to play here in the fourth quarter. We will be back on the air Thursday, back here in Cheyenne. Think County 10 will pay for us to stay all week? Call Will. Ask him, see what happens. No, we'll be back here on Thursday. Boys and girls, doubleheader, non-conference against the Cheyenne East Thunderbirds. And I believe games are at 6 and 7:30 right now. 6 and 7:30, so we'll be on the air around 5:45 with the doubleheader. East, they're going to make Riverton quickly throw it in bounds. And Coach Sheets burns quickly one more of those timeouts, so Riverton will be down to 2 timeouts after this. Referee thought the Wolverines weren't hustling very well. He put the ball on the ground, and they did get it inbound, but there was really nothing set up in system after that, so Coach Sheets calls the timeout. Thomas thought that Coach Sheets should be the player of the game for the timeout he called in the Cheyenne Central game on Thursday night when the ball was on the ground. I think Cade had called the same timeout, and he thought the heady move by the head coach to get that timeout as well. It turned out to be a Wolverine upset. Wolverines trying to win their 5th in a row. Jason sprints this time down in front of the ref, taunting the ref this time a little bit. Oh my gosh. Knocked away by Gifford. It'll stay. Oh, they're going to say he points to Natrona, but he pointed the wrong way. It's Riverton basketball. Full court pressure by Natrona. You got to love Jason. He's a quiet kid, but he'll come up with something every once in a while. Man-to-man pressure. Everybody will clear out. Cade will work on Hagar and bring it across the timeline with 2:15 left. Wolverines look like they're going to run the 3 at the top, maybe run some time. Gabrielson in the paint, pump faked it, gives it to Paxton. He'll double clutch, might have been and one, and knock it down. 15 Paxton. Big time shot by the lefty junior. We'll watch the replay on that one. We got just the tail end of it, and we're going to get a turnover and a foul on Rogers. He turned it over, then he fouls DeVries. And Riverton with a 4-point lead, have the ball with 1:55 left. Next Mustang foul will put the Wolverines to the line, so they have achieved bonus land. Riverton was still with just 3 fouls whistled on them in the entire second half. 1 on Hauk, 1 on Cade, and 1 on DeVries. Minute 40 left. Wolverines, again, trying to win their 5th in a row and go to 8-2. DeVries lost it. Knocked away. Mustangs want that basketball. Coach Paddock tapping his knee, saying it went off of DeVries' knee. I'm almost not so sure it didn't. We'll watch and see. Derek got it. Nope, I think it got knocked out of bounds. Right call by the officials. Cade in traffic. Hands it back out to Paxton. Back out to Hutch. Half-court trap there. Hutch near the midcourt stripe. Finds Vincent. Now, down low. Offensive foul. A block. He'll change his mind. He put his hand behind his head, and then he drops it to a block, and that foul is going to be on Colton Rogers. Coach Paddock beside himself as he almost walked out of the building down on the other side. And now we'll get a technical foul whistled on Rogers. Rogers just got teed up. He'll pick up his 3rd, then his 4th personal foul. As the ref had initially put his hand, there you see Coach Paddock talking with the official there. And you're battling for your kids, obviously, and your coaches do that, and that is Coach Paddock. He's not doing anything crazy. He's just lobbying his case with the official. As I'm guessing, Colton must have said something to the official that teed him up, or said something out loud as Paxton hits it. And did they just tee up Paddock now? Coach Paddock, I believe, has just been teed up. And the referee came over and talked with him. I mean, the referee did come over and talk to him. He lent him his ear, and then he kept going, and now he has been teed up. So Parker's going to go back to the line. Misses that one, but he'll have more. 16 points for Parker, along with 6 rebounds here tonight. He had 4 at halftime, 12 second half points. DeVries has 17. Vincent has 10. Free throw is good by Parker. And it will be Wolverine basketball after this free throw. 52-46. Back-to-back technicals issued on the Mustangs. 7-point Wolverine lead. Biggest has been 9 by Riverton, but that was negated on an 11-0 run by the Mustangs at the end of the third into the fourth. And Gabrielson will trigger the inbounds. 1:17 left. 3-possession game. 7-point Wolverine lead. Parker with it in the backcourt. Runs past Reyes. Then kind of barnyard cats him in the front court. Hands it out to DeVries. Derek in trouble. Throws it to Vincent. Good hands, and a timeout called by Bo Sheets. He will have one left. Let's take one with him. 1:05 left to play in the fourth. Riverton 53, Natrona 46. The score just changed on us. Now it changed back. Okay, we'll be back in 30. We'll figure that one out. Back in 30 for the final minute of the ballgame after this.
Perfect Power is a proud supporter of athletics and student athletes all across Fremont County. Perfect Power provides services for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. Darren Hubble, owner and master electrician, has over 30 years of electrical experience. Darren's trustworthy team of professionals can get the job done right. Perfect Power, serving Fremont County and surrounding areas. Stop into 1320 West Main Street, Lander, or give him a call at 307-332-7184.
Porter's Supply Company.
So right as we were about to go to break, Riverton's score went to 54. And then right as I said that, it went back down to 53. Pat Sissons of the Natrona Mustangs spent most of that time out at the scorer's table. He was shooed away by the administrator on duty and sent back to his timeout. He is now talking it over with the official as well. 1:05 remaining in the contest. The Wolverines 65 seconds away from winning their 5th in a row to go 8-2 on the year and send the Mustangs to 500 at 5-5. Hutch deep in the right side corner to trigger it inbound. Goes to Cade. Back out to Hutch, and he's on the sideline out of bounds. And that is just the 6th turnover on the Wolverines. Reyes was going to let the ball roll, and Parker comes in, gets in his grill. Driving, scoring, but it's on the floor. Gifford. Foul whistled on Cade. That is 4 on Gabrielson. Cheyenne East has battled back. 18 seconds left. They trail by 1, 51-50 to Douglas in the late stages of that. Cade's going to stay in with 4 personal fouls. Rogers yo-yos around. Nice drive and a great lay-in by Colton Rogers. Wow, that was a spectacular drive by Colton Rogers as he kind of yo-yoed around there. Hesitated, drives, takes it, drives all the way, puts it off the window and scores it. 53-48, by the way. Scoreboard now reflecting that. At 53-48, Wolverines by 5, and a little under a minute left to play. Douglas leading Cheyenne East in the boys game 51-50 over at the Thunderdome on the east side. Just think, Thomas, in your very first trip to Cheyenne ever, being from Brooklyn, New York, you get to visit all 4 high schools in 1 week in Cheyenne. Well, only 3 high schools, but all 4 big gyms, I guess, since there's only East, Central, and South. But 46 ticks remaining on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. Wolverines with a basketball. Got to go 94 feet. With a 5-point lead. They will shoot 1 in a bonus on free throws. Nathan's going to get it, throws it back to Vincent right under the opposing team's basket. Reyes will get the steal, saved by DeVries. Rogers gets destroyed. Fans up in arms. Wolverines have it. DeVries back to Gabrielson, back to DeVries, and they'll run time. Heady move by Gabrielson and DeVries. Parker just going to dribble it out. He's going to get fouled by Paddock, who will help him up. Good job by Isaac. Commits his 4th personal foul. So now Paddock is counting the number of fouls, and he says it's 8-4 right now as he's counting the fouls for the official, in case you couldn't see the scoreboard where he's sat right now on the disparity of 2-1. Wolverines 11 of 17 from the line. Natrona 4 of 7. Parker drills the first. 19 for Park, 15 of it in the second half here today. Thought you had to sit down once you got teed up. You got the seatbelt rule. But Paddock's still up talking with the official. He's not being crazy or anything. He's just visiting. 7-point game, 20 seconds left. Gifford runs to the rack and scores. Coach Paddock wants a timeout. Maybe too little too late. First basket of the game for Brett Gifford. And again, good to see him back out there after he had went down with an injured back a little while ago. 14 seconds remaining, 55-50. Wolverines clinging to that 5-point lead. Dead even at 21s at the half. And Riverton had a 15-6 advantage in the third quarter. And I talked about the Wolverines' quarter being the third, and then all of a sudden the Mustangs ran off 9 straight to end the quarter, scored the first 2 of the fourth quarter, took a lead. 10 lead changes, 6 ties in this ball game as Heathman will come back. Again, Natrona is not a conference opponent for the Wolverines this year. They've been moved to the East Conference. Kelly Walsh has been moved to the West. Natrona beat Kelly Walsh early on in the season. This is how weird it is, though. Natrona beats Kelly Walsh kind of handily. Kelly Walsh beats Sheridan by 25 the other night. Sheridan beat Riverton by 12. And now here Riverton poised to take a 5-point plus or minus win from the Natrona Mustangs right now. So it could be some parity coming down the stretch. And then Thunder Basin, the tragic accident that happened there, one of their players losing his life between the holidays from an injury. They thought maybe he took a knee to like a hip area and internal bleeding and peritonitis, and Thunder Basin has a player pass away, and then another one has tore his ACL, I've heard. So bad news on all fronts for Thunder Basin, and of course losing your life is something tragic that you'll never really get through, and having to deal with all that. Paxton gets fouled in the backcourt. It's going to be in the front court by Heathman, his 4th. This will be win number 6 in a row for the Wolverines over the Mustangs. Parker knocks that one down. For the game, Paxton, 21 points, 6 of 7 from the free throw line. All of it here in the fourth quarter. The lefty has been clutch, and he knocks down another one. 7-point lead, 9 seconds left. Rogers loses it. He and Parker never even collided, and Rogers ends up just going out of bounds with it. They didn't even touch each other. They just both fell down. That is weird there. And the turnover going to end this ball game like that. Final 6 seconds left. Caden takes the inbound, hands it back to Jason. Final seconds tick away, and the Wolverines have won 5 in a row. And they have done it with their 6th consecutive victory over the Natrona County Mustangs. 57-50 your final from Story Gymnasium as the Wolverines get the win. Big 22-point game from Parker Paxton, 17 from DeVries, 10 from Jason Vincent. And the Wolverines victorious 57-50, your final over the Natrona County Mustangs. Riverton now 8-2 overall, having won 5 in a row. Mustangs will drop to 5-5 overall. And again, hugs from Adrian McNamee as she goes through the line with the Wolverine contingents that she coached and taught alongside. And the tournament has come to an end. Wolverines 2-1, knocking off the second-ranked Central Indians on Thursday, then knocking off Natrona 57-50 on Friday. Going to try to get Bo's attention, get our player of the game up here. We'll talk to Derek DeVries. I'm going to name him. You got to come up. We just interviewed Parker on Thursday. This is kind of unfair for us to have to pick a player of the game because I like to spread the wealth on this, and Parker definitely player of the game tonight. 6 rebounds, 18 second-half points by Parker tonight, including 7 of 8 from the free throw line down the stretch. And Parker, I love you, and I want to give you the player of the game, but I just interviewed him on Thursday, and maybe it's worth another interview here tonight, but we're going to go with Derek DeVries tonight. 3 rebounds, 17 points, and his 3 rebounds tonight have been the least that he's had on the weekend, as he had 10 in a double-double on Thursday night, and he ends up here with 8 last night. And we've got Derek DeVries joining us. I've got you as our player of the game. And, I said nothing away from Parker. 6 rebounds, 22 points, 18 in the second half for him. But I just interviewed him on Thursday. So I'm going to talk to you. You've been rebounding like a madman the last couple of games, averaging 9. Tell me about this game in particular here tonight.
These guys are a really tough team, so big rebounds are a big thing in a game like this. If we can control the ball, then we can control the game.
I thought maybe your defense was like it was Mountain View game when you had 6 or 7 steals. I think you were kind of in that same area here tonight. Talk about your defense, and I know Coach had challenged you, and you've risen to that occasion.
I'm really working to pride myself on my defense this year. That's kind of what I want to be known for, is the kid that gets after it on defense. So,
and I compared you to Noah Reynolds from Wyoming a little bit. That slashing move you do. You just hesitate, you take it to the rack, you get the lay-in. And that's hard to stop, and they haven't stopped you.
Kurt Paxton has taught me that since day one, so it's been handy for sure.
What did Coach say at halftime? It's 21-21 at halftime. What was the mantra at halftime?
We didn't come out as intense as we wanted to, but, he said we're working hard. We had a run at the end that gave us some momentum coming out of halftime, so I think He just talked us up and said, "Look, it's our time. It's our half."
You outscored them to start the third 15-6, but then they go with a 9-0 run to tie it and then score the first 2 points of the fourth. You guys don't fold. You stayed with it. Intestinal fortitude, I guess. Who's picking each other? Who's picking who up? Are y'all picking each other up?
No, we have a really good team effort. We have a really good bench. It's good to, support each other with effort. So, yeah, you hit it right on. Our benches does just as much as we do on the floor.
I misspoke. I said 2-1 on the weekend. Obviously, you were 3-0, beating Central Wheatland and now Natrona. How does that feel for you guys? You've won 5 in a row. You've beaten Natrona 6 times in a row, and you're 8-2 as you get in to take on the number 1 team next week.
Yeah, East is going to be a really tough game, and we have to do it in their gym. So coming off a 5-win streak, really confident. And that's good to have confidence going into one of those games.
East is going to be mad. They just got beat by Douglas 51-50.
Really?
By the way. So they're not invincible. Go get them.
No. Yes, sir.
Derek, good job. Thank you very much. Derek DeVries, our player of the game. And again, like I said, that's just kind of a hard thing for us to have to pick a player of a game. And we're going to throw the headphones on after a sanitizing wipe with head coach Bo Sheets. And I said, Parker Paxton, what can you say about that kid? 6 rebounds, 22 points, 18 of it in the second half. He's got to be your player of the game, but Derek does. We just interviewed him on Thursday, so I go with Derek. But what an effort by your kids tonight.
Well, and it's fun to have multiple options, right? When you've got to kind of, look at who you want to have be the player of the game because you have multiple guys. I felt like, again, all of our guys contributed. It wasn't at the offensive end as much because it's kind of a 4A battle defensively, and so all of our guys came in and played well on the defensive end. The way, again, our defense is set up, we kind of allow some of that drive to the middle. We've got to have a little better gap help, but I was very pleased with our boys.
57-50. You guys average 63 a game, and I said we're not going to get close to that. Well, you got close to it. I mean,
Right.
Is this your tempo? Did you dictate this tonight, or
No, I think we want the boys to play fast, but again, they were getting some good looks too. The boys are a little tired, so it's kind of impossible to ask them, to just run. They've been pretty exhausted all weekend. So very pleased with their effort. Natrona, again, they were out to get us. They were dying to play us and beat us, and so it's kind of fun to be able to know that and be able to come out with the victory.
Well, 6 in a row now for the Wolverines, and the ladies looked at they were going to end that 29-game losing streak at half, but at one point I mentioned third quarter is the Wolverines' quarter. I don't know if it's halftime adjustments on your behalf or the kids come out with renewed fire, but you're up 15-6 in that third quarter, I guess, as far as the points go. They ended the quarter on a 9-0 run, score the first 2 points in the fourth quarter, and you thought, okay, here we go. But your boys bootstrap, pulled them back up, took back over again.
Right. Well, and part of that, was our fault as coaches. We should have, got us into one shot. But you want the kids to push too, so that tempo kind of comes in. It's a fast tempo, it's a fast pace, and then you always want the last shot of the quarter, no matter what. And so, we could have probably taken that. They get a 3. They credit to them, right? They're a good team. They're much improved. They're pretty darn good defensive team for a reason. I think they were probably leading 4A in points scored against them coming into the game. And again, fun game, great battle. It's fun to get the win.
Yeah, they're the 10th in the state in defense, but number 1 in 4A, so 10th overall. Cheyenne East got beat by Douglas 51-50 just a few minutes ago. So talked with Derek, the top dogs aren't invincible, and another long road trip, come down here and play them on Thursday. Talk about that.
Well, I wish they wouldn't have gotten upset the game before we play them, but it'd be it's one of those we kind of knew, the parity in 4A, everybody's susceptible, and everybody can get a win. There's really nobody you can look at on the schedule and say, well, that's probably a win or that's probably a loss. You got to kind of play those games, and today shows it. That game shows it. So, what a great win for Douglas.
And we've talked about time and time again, team effort. Barker's 22, Derek 17, Jason 10, Draven 3 free throws, 3 out of 6. Hunter Hauk with a bucket. Hutchison with a big three in the corner. Cade doesn't score. He gets 4 fouls, which is more than he's had in a while. But I thought defensively he played well. And just, Brody, just a team effort all the way around. You've alluded to that as well. And it was hard for us to pick a player of the game, which I think is sometimes a good thing.
It is. And Kate did a good job guarding Rogers. And Rogers was just feeling it tonight. He shot the ball well. He was coming in shooting, I think, 19% into the weekend from threes, and we knew, what a great shooter he was. So we knew that wasn't going to last, and you just don't want it to be the game against you where he kind of gets that flow going again. But I thought the boys again contributed really well. Definitely wasn't perfect, but like our effort, and it's always fun to meet Natrona.
8-2 overall, 5 in a row they've won, 6 in a row they've won against Natrona. They will step in and take on maybe the top-ranked team in the state next week, Cheyenne East, on the road here Thursday. Bo, thanks for coming up.
All right, thank you.
Congratulations on a 3-0 week.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Great job. Bo Sheets, head coach of the RHS Wolverines. They win it 57-50. And with that, we'll take a break. We'll come back, redo the final stats for you, and we'll close out the weekend. The Wolverines win it 57-50. This is County 10 and 105.1 Jack FM.
Tires, and more tires. Bailey Tire and Auto Service offers a huge selection, great prices, and fantastic service.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, this is Haley. With over 13,000 tires to choose, Bailey has tires for your ATV, farm implement, car, truck, trailer, semi, lawnmower, wheelbarrow, you name it. If it has a tire, Bailey Tire and Auto Service can fix it or replace it. Bailey Tire and Auto Service is your one-stop complete tire and service shop. Just remember, with Bailey's, there's no tricks, just tires.
Keep it local. Try it on, save time and money on returns, and get advice in person at Bells & Bows. Our business is your best local source for quality clothing like Liverpool and keeping your look fresh every month with our new collections bag. These monthly collections bags feature anything you can imagine yourself in, and the best part is we will ship it everywhere. But if you live locally, we can drop it off right at your doorstep. Bells & Bows, your local solution to keeping you looking stylish for anything that comes your way. Stop in today at 309 East Main Street in Riverton or visit us online at bellsandbows.rocks.
Your home for the Riverton Wolverines.
is 105.1 Jack FM and County 10's YouTube channel. Go Big Red.
Been your exclusive home of the Wolverines this weekend from Cheyenne. Appreciate you tuning in to County 10. We'll be back at it Thursday when we come back down to Cheyenne, take on the Thunderbirds with a game at 6 with the ladies. Pregame at 5:45. Game time for the men at 7:30. Unless they move those game times up because of travel time and things like that, Wolverines will have to go back to school on Friday. Then they'll open up conference play with the Cody Phillies on Saturday afternoon at Wolverine Gym. Final count here, 57-50. Wolverines win it. Leading scorer for the Mustangs, 24 for Colton Rogers. He had 4 triples. Gibson Heath had 10 in the game. Paddock had 6. White had 2. Hager had 1. Gifford had 2. And Potter had 5 in the contest. Riverton trailed 15-13 after 1. Outscored NC 8-6 in the second to go 21 apiece at halftime. They went 15-15 in the third. Wolverines went 21-14 to win it in the fourth quarter, and they win it 57-50. Wolverines now 8-2 overall. They've won 5 consecutive on the season after a 3-0 weekend here from Cheyenne. They have won 6 straight now against Natrona. The all-time series at 13 versus 18. Natrona's won 18 of the 31, but Wolverines get a big one here. We got a long drive ahead of us. We're going to tear down equipment and take off. Big thanks to Garrett Deary for our camera work here from Cheyenne. Jason Peterson, #1 fan, for coming down and checking this out as well, for Thomas Earl Dent III, and then also back at radio control, Wyatt Barichka. I'm John Gabrielson. Your Wolverines go 3-0. Check out all the details from the weekend on county10.com. Thanks for being a part of it, and have yourselves a wonderful Wyoming weekend. Until Thursday again, I'm John Gabrielson. This is 105.1 Jack FM and the County 10 Sports Network.